This is Alan with Tune Army Baltimore. A gooner and a toffee walk into a bar. Decided to do a shit football podcast. You're listening to the DU Football Show.
I mean, he's not wrong, right? It's the reason why it's the gold standard intro for every year's show, right?
Well, absolutely. The other thing is we need to make them feel better because they can't attract a single fucking player.
Oh, I mean, yeah, pretty much.
They got beat up by United for somebody.
Yeah, that's pretty bad, isn't it? Whew. It's the start of the season.
That stings.
So let's start the show.
Born in the land of Bowie, Maryland. Bred to be a fan of fucking never end. What's with the eye? And drink your rye. Sam Houston. Sam Houston? Arsenal fans have another Sam. AKA the fucking Gooner Ram. Son of the Lord. But straight and short. Sam Grammy. Sam Graham.
Hello and welcome to the DU Football Show, the 8th season of the DU Football Show. It's been that fucking long already.
That's right.
A totally biased preview of the upcoming 25-26 Premier League season is told by two common American schmucks and a few extra friends. I am your host, Sam Houston, and across the way from me, the man getting all the paperwork taken care of and had another daddy-daughter work day.
That's it.
My co-host, Mr. Samuel Graham. How you doing, buddy?
Doing very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing lovely. It's another season, my friend.
It is another season.
I
feel like all the kinks are worked out. Feel good, stretched out, ready to rock.
Yeah. Did that one power day of 3 shows, and you're feeling good.
Worked out all of our bullshit. Yeah.
Well, wondering else who's worked out the bullshit on the 1s and 2s. It's producer Mel. How you doing over there, producer Mel?
Hey, I am glad to finally be doing something this summer.
Started with a clean fade there on the music.
Some serious, it's the start of a new season. She get excited, and she comes with brings the fucking energy, doesn't she?
Sass. No, actually, it's good having Graham back in the studio. It hasn't been quite the same. Although I do miss Hiram already.
Sam and myself both working the wine and spirit. Oh, no, we don't. It's a preseason for me.
God damn.
We're recording at the DU Public House just outside the nation's capital.
Shit,
you can check us out wherever you get your pods. Should you want to chat with us, Mr. Graham, how do people get in touch?
It's a sign up for $20 million. He pulls a hamstring in the first preseason game.
Goddamn right.
God, what a waste of space.
Mm-hmm.
It's at DU Football Show on all the social medias and dufootballshow@gmail.com to get in touch via email.
Or, as I always like to say, you can just Zoom your happy ass in, which is the case for the bevy of misfits.
Welcome to the shit show.
Our 20 friends from 20 clubs. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hi.
Howdy.
Hope springs, everybody's excited. They're ready for the new season. And we already know Arsenal's going to finish in 2nd. Palace is going to finish in 12th. And everybody else is going to be fucking disappointed except for one fucking team. Sam and myself both work in the wine and spirit industry and both have a deep, passionate love for all things distilled spirit. So as the red-blooded Americans we are, we vow to have a drink in our hand throughout this show and every single show. Mr. Graham, what are we drinking today?
So we've got the new Jack Daniel's flavor, Blackberry, which got released this past week in Maryland. And I was fortunate enough that one of my accounts saved me a bottle back.
Mm-hmm.
And so we thought we'd have it on the show because anytime a new flavor from Crown or Jack drops, we have to try it.
Oh, of course.
It's
Absolutely.
pretty mandatory.
Mm.
And it's pretty good. 70 proof. So looking at 35% by volume. Good, clean flavor, less sweet than the Crown Royal Blackberry was. Always going to have, especially with a berry, always going to have that little bit of a medicinal quality to it.
Always, yeah.
But not bad by any means. Me and actually our au pair Julia, her friend Mary came over Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
We had that end of summer party.
Right.
For the neighborhood kids.
Mm-hmm.
And by the end of it, I was a bit sauced. It was about 1:45 in the morning. They got home from being out. Mary hadn't drank because Julie was drinking.
Mm-hmm.
Julie was a bit drunk. Mary saw this bottle on the counter and was like, can we have that? Because she was spending the night. And I was like, yeah. And we drank that much. Yeah, Mary and I get after the whiskey pretty good.
Very good.
And Carly went to bed. I stumbled up at about 4 and then had to drive and get tea the next day.
Very good.
Horrific.
That's why you sounded so delightful when I spoke to you on the phone.
Terrible.
Yeah, you did.
But yeah, and then
happy.
you made us here a lemonade cocktail to have with this.
Real simple. Yeah, just country time lemonade and blackberry, because the golden rule: any type of alcohol and lemonade probably won't taste bad. Like, it will almost always taste well. And it's hence why, like, the Collins is such a popular drink. It's ultimately, gin, fresh lemon, soda water. It's a gin lemonade. Like, it's just what it is.
Yep. Fresh, bright, easy.
I would say for me, with the blackberry, Jack always nails their flavors, right? I'm not a huge flavored whiskey guy, but throwing back the occasional shot's fun. Who doesn't have a shot of Fireball here or there or whatever? Jack always has the integrity of the whiskey, right? So it still really tastes like whiskey. Yes, it's very sweet. I'm not denouncing that it is not sweet, because it is. But like, the Jack Honey is stellar. The cinnamon, I think and I know you sell Fireball, but I think Fire tastes better than Fireball. I like apple better than Crown Apple. I just think Jack does their flavors very well.
Fireball is too sweet. I've made no secret that I'm not really a fan of Fireball. I enjoy selling it. It makes me a lot of money.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But
a lot of bills.
Yeah, but it's not my first choice. Everyone knows I'm not a fan of cinnamon in general.
Oh yeah.
But neither of them taste like cinnamon. They just taste hot. It's like artificial cinnamon, like Big Red chewing gum. Don't mind it. It's fine. But you give me one speck of cinnamon on an apple slice and I'll punch in the face.
So you're fine with actual Fireballs.
The candy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they just taste hot.
All right.
They don't taste of cinnamon. Like proper cinnamon.
Good. And Mr. Graham, what else should we always do?
Always remember to drink responsibly, of course. Unless you're at home, then you do what you want.
And Mel, you're not getting another.
It's already halfway through it. Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
Oh my God, are we not doing that?
No, thought you it sounded like you were rattling for more.
No, I was coming in to toast you guys. Good Lord.
Sorry, flashbacks. I'm just so used to you being like, hey, fat man, make me another cocktail now.
I've never said those words my entire life.
Says those words
no,
this is why I'm dating Mark behind your back. Why?
It's because the ice says it for you.
It's not what the ice is supposed to say.
All right, let's get into it. Every single season, 8 years now, doing the DU football show, we start the year with a preview. And over time, we started being able to finding supporters.
We started exercising our greatest skill, which is people collection.
Yep.
And now we have people from all 20 clubs that we know and love.
Yep. And
most of them.
And this show,
there's a couple of you I fucking hate, but
for new
I'm stuck with you.
For new listeners, be ready. This gonna be a long one because we want to make sure we get to talk to every single club, and we get to spend time with them and give them the platform that they deserve to talk about why their team is not going to win the league this year.
Yeah, because ultimately only one does.
Right.
The other caveat to that is, if you are new to the show, we every week talk about all 20 clubs in some capacity. Too many. I do support Arsenal, yes. And I do a lot of times most of my knowledge is based around that. So a lot of times I will use examples that Arsenal have been through.
Literally.
And then everybody makes fun of me for it.
We literally sell a t-shirt that says Pro Arsenal Agenda.
Yeah. So, but the point is that most football podcasts only talk about the top six and the relegated clubs occasionally. Everyone in the middle gets lost. So we want to make sure everybody's got a home here and gets to express himself.
Absolutely.
And so that's what we're doing.
All right, Mr. Graham. Well, you get the list started off as always.
Who are you
talking to?
I'm talking to Mr. Mike Cavanaugh, my El Presidente from the Charm City Gooners, my good friend, and probably the supporter here whose club had the best summer out of pretty much everybody. Mike, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. Now, I got to correct you right off the bat. Simon is El Presidente. I'm the Godfather.
Fair dues.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, yeah, we've had a really good summer, obviously.
Yes.
With everything. What have been our key departures and our key signings this year?
Departures. I was sorry to see. I've always had a soft spot for Kieran Tierney. So I mean, we knew he was going. So I don't know that I would call that a key departure, but it was sad to see him go. Same with Tomiyasu, right? The fact that he's so hurt and he's basically just bought out his contract and staying over in Japan to rehab. Hopefully he finds a club someday and gets back, because I thought he was a fantastic footballer. And again, sad to see him go. Player I'm not sad to see go, for obvious reasons that we don't need to necessarily get into, is Thomas Partey. Maybe a good footballer, but not the best human being. And so, arrivederci, cocksucker, right?
Right.
Just gone.
Right.
So yeah, so that's the thing is, though, there's still a lot of people in the departures lounge, right? I mean, we're talking about, let's think about it. Zinchenko is probably going somewhere. Does one of Martinelli or Trossard go? My preference would be to keep Martinelli just because he's younger and let Trossard go. But we'll have to see who can command the higher fee. Yeah, so that's the departures lounge. The incoming has been very busy. And obviously the two that I'm most excited by are Zubamendi, who I've heard other people describe as sort of like, you found out what you were going to get for Christmas in June, and it just sort of lost a lot of its luster by the time we got to open that present in December.
Yeah.
But I think we all saw yesterday why we're so excited during the I know it's preseason, but he just looked super, super class, and I'm very excited to see him play with Rice and
He was
Odegaard in the
excellent
middle.
against Bilbao on Saturday.
Yeah,
Excellent against
yeah,
Bilbao.
Saturday. That's what it was. Yep.
Yeah.
And then of course the Swedish wonder, the under kid, Gyökeres. I'm excited. It's inevitable, of course, that we're going to be going up against Man United on Sunday, and of course, right across the other side of the pitch is going to be the other kid that we were talking about trying to get all summer, Benjamin Sesko. And you know, the pessimist in me is certain that he's going to score the winner for them, but I have to be pretty optimistic about all the business that we've done this summer. It's clear that from Mikel Arteta, the players, the ownership, everyone is really understanding that this is the moment, that the window is starting to shut, and we need to make a move. If we're going to make one, it needs to be now.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, when Gabriel didn't take part on Wednesday in that friendly, I was very nervous that we were going to be starting the season without him. And Kivior looked a hot mess. Obviously, when we lost to Villarreal, after seeing, I was convinced we were going to win 5-4 with the signing of Sesko on Sunday coming up. But the fact that Gabriel played on Saturday, now we're rolling them.
Yeah.
Easy days. I'm not concerned at all. So where do you think we're going to finish the season? Obviously, again, we've talked about how great our summer has been overall. There are a couple of pieces that we would like to move on and hopefully be able to get some cash for. But if not, then we have some squad depth, which is great. I mean, Trossard we've seen as a super sub before in seasons past. So where do you think we realistically have a chance of finishing? And you know, a little foreshadowing. Obviously, Liverpool has had a tremendous summer too.
They have.
Dickheads.
They absolutely have.
Absolutely.
Now so, I mean, look, if we're not realistically trying to win the title, then what are we doing, right? I mean, it's 3 years in a row finishing second. 3 years ago, that was sort of a surprise, right? It was fun. We were we're sort of overachieving. 2 years ago was massively disappointing. And last year, I think, was even worse because we weren't really in it. And yes, we finished second, but we finished second to a team that I thought was good, but not great. Like, I mean, that Man City team was great, and we ran them all the way to the end. Last season, we didn't do enough to challenge Liverpool, while Man City had a weaker season. So if we're not pushing for first, then what are we doing? So I am personally ready to get hurt again, and I'm pushing for us to finish first.
Absolutely. I'm doing the same thing, my friend. There's no way around it. You're absolutely spot on. I mean, from second, where can you go? How can you improve?
That's right.
The only way I would be ridiculously pessimistic is if Liverpool get the Isak signing over the line.
Mm-hmm.
Ekitike is young, doesn't know the league yet, all those sorts of things. Maybe he takes a minute to get, bedded in and all that kind of stuff. But with Florian Wirtz, I mean, serving him up, you saw what he did in the Community Shield. That is a bit scary.
It is.
But if they get Isak over the line, I might change my tune a touch. But yeah, I'm with you. So let's hope and pray.
I do want to pose one. I know this is your segment, but I want to pose one question. It's the same question I posed last year to you and Simon. You don't win the league, but you win Champions League. Would you take it?
Yeah, because we've never won Champions League.
Yeah,
I mean, it would.
You said you'd rip your arm off to win the Champions League.
I mean, we came really close. I mean, I know there's lots of recriminations about how it went down in the second leg, really both legs against PSG, but I thought we could have won.
I absolutely agree with that. I think they were deserving winners, but we did have a fair amount of chances that we did not convert in both legs of against PSG. But yeah, no, I would, after obviously ripping off my own dick, I would be ripping off my arms, yes, in celebration of an Arsenal Champions League win for sure. So Mike, why don't you tell everybody everything about the Charm City Gooners and
absolutely
everything we got going on. If you want charity stuff on there, whatever you want to do, how they can find us. And then thank you for your time as always, my friend.
Well, yeah, first of all, thanks everybody for having us. Yeah, I would love to share a little bit. So first of all, my fellow Charm City Gooners are probably going to be shocked that I've said that we're going to win the title, because I am renowned for my pessimism. I'm usually a fairly optimistic guy with the rest of life. And when it comes to Arsenal, I've just been hurt so many times that it's just sort of, really just, sort of wears on you after a while. And I always predict, a loss, even if we're up 2-0 with, 10 minutes to go, so, yeah. But that being said, the Charm City Gooners are a great group of people. And we watch our matches at the Perch. And if you're not familiar with the name the Perch, it's the recently renamed the Charles. It's I guess the best way to describe it, it's right across the street from Cross Street Market and the old Mother's Space at the corner of Cross and Charles in Federal Hill in Baltimore. They are open for every match an hour before kickoff. We typically would like to have the Arsenal supporters upstairs. And if you do want to bring someone who supports another team, we ask that you stay downstairs. That's generally how how things are run. As far as charities for I guess before we get to the charities, you can find us on all the socials at Charm City Gooners. We're even on Blue Sky now. So yeah, come find us, follow us. That's how to get in touch with us. Also charmcitygooners.com. We are a branch. We are the only branch in Maryland for Arsenal America, which is the official supporters club of Arsenal in the United States. While, of course, tickets are extremely rare to come by, it is probably your best way to get tickets to a match in London is to become a member of Charm City Gooners and Arsenal America and put your lottery request in to try to get tickets. So that's a little plug for Arsenal America. They do great things around the country, especially for some of the smaller cities that don't have the footprint that a New York or a Philadelphia or an LA or whomever. It's really great stuff that they do. As far as charities that we support, obviously we have a close affiliation. I am a member of the board for the Craig Willinger Fund. And if you're not familiar with the Craig Willinger Fund, it is an organization that works with sick children and young adults to send them to the soccer match of their dreams. And we've done some great work over the years. As we're celebrating our 15th anniversary this year, we've sent people to the World Cup, to Champions League finals. It's a really, really sort of beautiful thing to see these people get so excited and every so often get to meet a player. I think Cristiano Ronaldo, Christian Pulisic. So not exclusively players named Christian or something, but yeah, we do get to meet players. It's pretty special. We have our annual foot golf tournament coming up in October, so please look out on the socials for that. We are at cwfund.org. And again, similar nomenclature across all the different social media platforms. We also support Soccer Without Borders. We'll be doing some fundraising for them this season. The Maryland Food Bank during the holiday season, we'll do that. And we always do a toy drive. We pair up with the Baltimore Man United supporters to support the Mount Washington Pediatric Hospital. So that's us in a nutshell. If you're a Gooner, please, of course, stop by, reach out to us. If you're not a Gooner, but you have friends with Gooners and you want to just come out and see quite possibly the largest TV in the city of Baltimore, please come out to the Perch and watch a match with us. Thanks again for having me, and come on, you Gunners.
Mike, thanks a bunch. I appreciate it. I do have to address something in the chat there real fast. Alan,
yeah.
You be allowed upstairs. There's one supporter of another club allowed upstairs, and that is Big Sam. So what I would say to you, sir, is more fucking charming, okay?
Yeah. You guys have always been assholes.
Right.
I expect
And to Mark's point, actually, yes, we would. I'm not part of it, but I do support it. They would send somebody to a Spurs match because Craig Willinger himself was actually a Liverpool supporter. It's just a bunch of
and Bayern and,
of people kind of in the Baltimore soccer community that started this fund. So yeah, if they wanted their final memory to be disappointing, yes, we would help them do that.
Yeah.
So
Send it
super
into a
quick,
Spurs
we
game.
did actually just send someone to Spurs back in Christmas time.
Nice.
So just
But
past
guys,
December.
haven't they suffered enough already?
I will say, as for the football, that's the foot golf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do believe DU Football Show supporters do really well in that tournament.
They tend to. So
They tend to do
if
real
you
well.
join, you're going to have
Just say
a high bar to keep.
Brody's participated. Rob Holmes participated, didn't he?
Yep.
We got a few champions.
Yeah, that's right. We did. We do have a few
multiple
champions in and around the bunch. So, Godfather, thank you again for coming in. We really appreciate it, my friend.
Excellent. Yes.
Thanks, everybody. I'm going to go make some dinner. So have a great rest of your show.
Nice.
Excellent.
Thanks, man.
See you soon.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. As far as the Maryland area is concerned, the Baltimore Gooners are the fucking gold standard for what a supporters group is. They come
I know,
proper.
blah,
It's
blah,
insane.
blah. They're fucking awesome at everything. We get it.
Right.
Except for winning.
Well, that's not their fault. I'd argue that the Charm City Gooners are very good at winning. It's just the team they support.
Yeah, very good. Well, that being said,
Hey, there was a bag. You know what to do with that one.
We are going to move on to our next person, and it was initially going to be Lindsay, but something came up. She's not able to be here today.
Something came up.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. So congratulations to Mrs. Howard, but obviously taking her place is going to be the lovely producer Mel. So instead of producer Mel talking herself in, I'm going to take over that role. And Mel, it came down to the final game of the season. You had a chance to go to Champions League. Newcastle did you a favor and played like shit and lost to Everton. And all you guys had to do was win. And Emmy went out and got a red card 20 minutes into the match, and it all went to shit.
You were like, I forgot about that until I got reminded of that. And I still don't fucking understand what the thought process was. I don't know that he's ever fully explained the thought process. But moving along,
well, you know what? You are in Europa, and
we are in Europa,
you
and we
happen
do
to have a
the manager. Yep,
that loves to win it, except for when he was coaching Arsenal.
Well,
That's right. 4-1 loss to fucking Chelsea. Giroud scored.
Exactly.
Again,
in Kazakhstan.
Seems more like an Arsenal problem than
That was an Emery problem.
An Emery problem.
That was an Emery problem. See, here's the thing. He managed Sevilla, remember? It wasn't Barcelona or Real Madrid. Okay. He's good at middling clubs, you know?
Well, anyways, Mel,
you can't come back from that, can you?
As you go into muted him.
I'm the fucking host of the show, you dickhead.
Forgot that I'm like, oh look, my left hand's not doing anything.
Mute.
All right, get on.
So, producer Mel,
yes.
Do you feel like this summer you all have done enough to manage the workload? Because let's face it, last year, as you continue to progress in the Champions League, you were doing really poor in the league whenever you had a Champions League game in the midweek. Are you going to be able to balance that schedule better this year?
I mean, yes and no. We didn't have a whole lot to play with as far as money goes, trying to keep ourselves under that whole, what is it, financial fair play,
PSR.
core bullshit thing, whatever. So we couldn't make any big splashy moves.
Spend all the money you want. They'll dock Everton the points.
We've still got Ollie Watkins, Yuri Tielemans. We've locked down Mings to a longer contract, Digne, Kamara. So we locked down a lot of our core players. We've been promoting from within. We got Emi Martinez still. Still.
Yes.
Shut up.
I'm not gonna say that. We signed a backup.
He's still with us. If he stays, he's still with us. So the spine of the team, we've got it together. I mean, we added a few players that we needed. I think we're still thin in the central midfield and the center back, but we've got Dressard, Evan Dressard from, was it France? I looked up the name, not where he's from. Nice. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
We got him, and we literally have our new Brest goalkeeper.
the Dutch, a literal people.
Mm.
So they got a Dutch keeper.
Listen to it again.
Uh-huh.
Our Brest new goalkeeper.
I know, because he came from Brest.
He came from Brest. Okay, I didn't know if you knew that. I was very proud of that. Marco Bizot, which, we needed a good backup, and I guess we'll see how he is on the first game of the season.
He'll be starting the first game of the season. With the red.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. You're also going to need support, for
that Brest.
Well, we've still got the big ample backside of our captain.
That's true. He's been.
It's always helpful to balance.
It's good to have a big back to counter the Brest at the end of the goal.
Mm-hmm.
And they also, Villa, not the first Brummies to ever pay for Brest.
No. But we're not talking about Everton yet.
All right.
What?
So who
that was
has
a good joke for later.
Who has departed the club, producer Mel?
I think just Coutinho.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure we've had a few loan transfers that were canceled, but nobody major has left the club. So we're at least keeping things solid. It's going to be hard balancing everything. We got to keep fitness up. Again, in the center positions, I'm really worried about injuries that could sideline us or very early on if things aren't balanced correctly. And hopefully we can make a few more plays. But the fact that they're promoting so much from within the actual system, I think is going to bode well for us.
The issue they've had really is that they've had to sign people on massive wages to get them in for that Champions League campaign.
Yeah.
They're stuck with a lot of them.
Yeah.
And so it's not necessarily their outlay in PSR in terms of buying people.
Salary.
It's their salary situation where they're just hand over fist. They've overpaid for a bunch of players because they had to.
Right.
To make sure they wanted to come to Villa.
Right.
Because everybody initially was like, I'll put one off. You know what I mean? Kind of situation. Right. So that's the difficulty they found themselves in and why it's been difficult to move some people on as well.
Right, of course.
And get them off the books. But, losing Asensio and Rashford, or did Asensio come in permanently in January? Or was he loaned also?
He was loaned.
But, I mean, having their, 70% of their wages off the books because they were both on big contracts was helpful.
There's
just surprised you saw them in the loan market again.
You just signed somebody else, too, from, was it
Redmond. I can't pronounce the kid's first name. It's like Zizunja. I'm a forward from Redmond's his last name.
Yes.
He's another Dutch player. And then there's
he's Dutch. Yeah. He is Dutch. You're right.
There's another kid, Ozakan. And
so
we have
I'll tell you that now.
Ozcan, guess Ann. Those are the incomings. But the academy players, we extended contracts to 5 academy players.
Oh, nice.
Right.
Yeah. Sweet.
Well, you keep Rogers, you keep Watkins. Those are massive.
That's huge.
Keep
Yeah,
Ramsey.
yeah.
Like you're able to keep some very, very important young, talented players. Which at the end of last summer, we were wondering if the bigger clubs are going to come and try to poach them, and they just decided. Everybody decided, we're going to try to go poach Newcastle instead.
Well,
but
the players like playing for Villa. They've got a very good atmosphere. They've got a very good team. The locker room is solid. They've got good relationships, and it's a very good club to play for. So I'm not surprised the core players stuck around. So
how do you think it finishes for you this year? Do you think you're in and around the Champions League spots again?
I think we're dancing 6th, 7th.
Very good.
Honestly.
All right. Now go ahead and promote a way for all things Villa in the local area.
Well, we're not super active as a club. I do definitely have an inferiority complex following up after Arsenal, but the Maryland Lions do meet at Dark Horse when we feel like it. And there is an Eastern Shore company, but across the country, there are various Lions clubs meeting at bars.
There's DC
you just
one
gotta
too. That meets...
look them up, find a Facebook group, find people on Reddit. There are fans everywhere. Me personally, I have a new TikTok and Instagram channel. You can follow me at Tales from the Tour Guide, as in Tales from the Crypt, but put tour guide at the end of it, where I talk about Annapolis and history and drinking and tours and fun things like that.
Excellent.
So there you go. Promotion for Mel.
Well,
very good.
Very briefly, since the Department of Education got dismantled, it's TALES. Tales.
Yes.
Tales.
Very
Thank
good.
you.
Sure.
Excellent.
No, I don't have a tail. I have a tail, but I don't have a tail. And I also have a tail.
Thank
not a
you,
tail.
producer Mel.
Yeah, not
And
furry tail.
with that, we now move on to what some people say should have started the show because it's AFC Bournemouth.
Who cares?
But we
about
got
that?
our buddy Zach with us today. A little bit of feedback there. All right, so here we go. Zach, the best year you all have ever had in the Premier League, the most point total ever. You were in the discussion for Champions League at a significant point in the season, like right around the end of March. You were still in the hunt for it. Are you happy with the incredible season, or disappointed that it ended up falling off and not even getting not getting a European spot? What's the feel from Cherry supporters as a whole?
All right, can you hear me? First off, I'm having some difficulties over here, so cool.
We can hear you.
I think we're all pretty happy. I mean, it's disappointing, but again, I mean, you look at the size of our stadium. I think we know we're punching above our weight, and to finish, that was the most points we've ever had in a Premier League season and our highest finish. So we're all looking at that happy. What sucks, and we'll get to a minute when you ask the departures, that one hurts the most.
That's, unfortunately, your club got a lot of attention. And when your club got a lot of attention, suddenly your entire defense is fucking gone. Like, all of it is gone. Like, please talk about the departures, and then talk about
34-year-old Adam Smith.
Yeah. Oh, yay. Talk about who's going to fill in those spots, because that defense carried a massive load for you last season.
Yeah. So a couple of positive things going in there. Like, one of the things that is going to help spur us on and get new incomings into the building is we opened up the new training facility. So that was a $30 million thing. And we just sent out plans for redeveloping the stadium. So we're going to up that to 20,000. But we lost, 80% of our defense with Kirkez. Zaba's going to PSG probably tomorrow. That's going to be announced. And then Housen going to Real Madrid. So we've already gotten Truffert in at left back. We're going to get the guy from Lille. That's probably going to be announced tomorrow. Plays center back, 24 years old. We were linked today with the 18-year-old out of Parma in Italy. So we're slowly getting to that. And there's rumors going around that we're going to lose also Dango Ouattara to Brentford. So we're not having a great one so far.
Yeah, it's but you've always been a team that's been next man up, and frankly, you're holding on to a lot of your offensive players, an awful lot of your offensive players.
Yeah. So one of the big things too, we also lost Kepa and we brought in Petrovic. So I really like that sign, but we've started to go down kind of the Bright model, where we're starting to sign a lot of young guys that are in that next, like, we already got a left back that we signed in January that's 20 years old from Argentina, who gotten a little bit under his feet, and he's going to keep going up. So we have that next man up. I think we need a little bit of firepower in offense. We didn't lose anyone, but our XG was, I think, top 6 in the Prem, or our expected, where our points should have been higher than where we were. We just can't finish in the final third. So midfielder, we're hurting really bad with a lot of injuries right now. So we'll see. We're going to probably get smacked by Liverpool to open up the season, but it's okay.
Well, also too, it didn't help that it felt like from January basically through the bulk of March, every striker you had, or every offensive minded player, like a player like Kluivert, everyone was hurt. Like, everyone was hurt.
It was annoying hearing, like, especially all the pundits on TV. Well, the Spurs, they have all these injuries. Like, we're all dealing with this shit. Like, but they get all the excuses in the world. They just suck as a team. So they got lucky that they won the Europa. But, like, I mean, it happens. But Dango filled in, which if he does leave to go to Brentford, forget who the Brentford fan is in here, you're getting a gem of a player. He is fantastic. He can fill in at left back. He filled in striker, got a hat trick against Spurs. So, like, he does it all. So that's going to be a big blow if we do lose him. But it's I like our team. I think we've got a good solid core. We just unfortunately we got to replace all the big hitters that went out to big clubs. So
that has happened in fairly recent memory. I mean, we're going back a little bit, but for some reason, every team on the South Coast has had this issue where a major, like, giant club has just absolutely raided them. We had Liverpool basically with Southampton Senior. When they started their initial rebuild. You had Portsmouth getting raided by Real Madrid, but seemed like every other week one summer, 10 years ago or whatever it was. And now it's your turn. So it's not necessarily a bad problem to have, and it typically sets you all up financially for a fair few years. So that should be pretty good.
All right. The big question, where do you think you're going to finish this season, Zach? How's it going to go for you?
So really quick, like every South team gets like rated and everything. I think what's really going to be is this recruitment season of how we doing that next cycle. So it's key that we bring in a lot of good players, and I'd be happy with the 14th place finish because Andoni's system is very hard to learn because it's a lot of mental. So and we're going to be replacing pretty much our entire defense. So it's going to take some time. I mean, the first season when he was here, we didn't win our first 9 games. Right. And then we just kind of took off. So I think we're going to have a rough start, but I think we'll get it under control. And I'd be happy with the 14th that we can build on for next season.
Excellent. Very good. Go ahead and promote away everything Cherries here in the States.
So there's not much because not a big fan base, but there is a good YouTube channel that's based over there that they cover everything. And it's Back of the Net. They do great things over there. So anyone that's watching that cares to check it out, go check them out on YouTube.
Very good. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate the time. Producer Mel, you're up next.
Sorry, there is stuff that I have to do on my end here. There we go. There we go.
Very good. All right, go for it. Producer Mel, you are up next. Who we chatting with?
We have got Miss Jane from Brentford, who's having breakfast with us this morning.
Yeah, from the Upside Down world.
From the Upside Down world. What are we having for breakfast this morning, Jane?
We've just had a couple of Freddo frogs and a caramello koala with a cup of coffee.
I love it.
Nice.
Just grab something out the cupboard.
Fairly certain she's not telling the truth, but I'm going with it. Now, Jane, the Bees have managed to thrive in the Prem since coming up, but this summer you lost some massive pieces, including your head coach.
Yes.
You reload enough to survive this season?
It's going to be the biggest spin of the roulette wheel, I think, since we made it in. We've gone against the grain to actually stay up in the Prem, but let's get the bad news out the road. Okay. Besides Thomas Frank, we lost pretty much most of the back room, all the cool stats guys, all the assistants.
Oh, I didn't realize it was the entire back room. How do you? I
mean, yes.
That is hard to recover from.
Yeah, but we also lost. The big news, of course, was we lost Brian Buemo's gone with Thomas Frank to Spurs. We're losing Wisser to Newcastle, and we're going to lose Christian Norgard out of the midfield, kind of under the radar, quiet achiever captain, and he goes to Arsenal. And if you add those 3 boys together, Wisser and Buemo were 39 of 66 goals last year. Mm-hmm. And if you throw Norgard 6 in, that's pretty much 45 of 66 goals gone. And that's pretty much the story in a nutshell.
How do you get optimistic about this season? What's the plan?
Well, in my travels to London, I saw them come up from League 2 to League 1, the Championship. I haven't seen them play in the Premiership yet. But I believe in the forces of fate, and they have got a very strange, weird, old school club kind of when the going gets tough, the tough get going.
I like it.
So I'm just gonna keep believing, and we've done. I mean, as far as incomings go, Tiago has been the biggest injury drama no show for a front man. He was supposed to be the replacement for Ivan Toney, didn't work because he wasn't there. If you that's all the bad news. But if you have a look at
do you have some key signings? Any good news?
Yes, we've got a lot of good news. So we got Kevin Kelleher from the goalkeeper from Liverpool, because Mark Flecken's gone back to Europe, and a lot of folks think that's no big deal. Kevin Kelleher is a big deal. He's started multiple times for Liverpool.
Absolutely.
He's played European football. He's young, and he's going to be. If you have a look at a lot of the games, we lost dumb things on a dribble through here and there. Not having a crack at Flecken, but having a crack at Flecken. So I don't think.
Got on a t-shirt.
I don't think that gap's going to be there. And his second is the Iceland keeper Valdemarson, and the third at Brentford in the goals is young Matthew Cox, the very, very good England under 21. So we've got one position out of 11 sorted. But our midfield might surprise. We keep Matthias Jensen. Mikkel Damsgaard started to hit his straps. Rico Henry's back, and Rico Henry's he's a feeding left back. So he used to run a lot of balls up, and if he can link up, we get the Scots. Get the Scots. Aaron Hickey back. Nathan Collins. Nathan Collins is standing up as captain.
Big B, by the way, likes everything you're saying. I don't know if you can hear him in the background, but your Brentford supporter over here, our dog Big B, he is in the background barking with complete agreement. So keep going.
And then if you have a look at some of the boys that we've picked up, like, okay, Carvalho hasn't settled down. Maybe he will. We've got this Anthony Malambo, who I'm a big fan of. What we've seen is good. There's a young lad, Coyote, in the back line that seems to come forward. Sepp Vandenberg nearly scored a header the other day in a friendly. So if all of that links up, it could be a surprise. I think it's going to be a massive throw of the dice, and it could go either way. But I think if some of those guys, like Kevin Sharder, got 11 last year in a kind of a sort of a stop-go season, if he breaks out, who knows? So all the pieces are there, and of course we got Keith Andrews, the set piece coach, taking over as manager. So
okay,
he's played for Ireland. He's got playing cred. All the goss from the locker room seems to be that the lads like him.
Good, that's important.
Yeah, and so he's going to have a crack. And it does seem like we might get the winger from Bournemouth, Otara. Keane Lewis Potter has had a bit of a flash. I mean, all the pieces are there. Chris Iyer is strong in the back. All the pieces are there. We've got a fair few back from injury. But it's a massive throw of the dice.
That always seemed to be the thing with Brentford, right? It's always next man up. You think of the BMW days, and you think of Ivan who? Ivan what? Like he
didn't
just,
don't forget Ollie Watkins was there.
Right, that's what
years ago.
Yeah. BMW.
Think of those.
Oh yeah, he was part of that, wasn't he?
Always seemed to have someone always lined up, and you wonder if that's Kevin Schott, right? That's really, I think there's a lot of pressure on him.
I think there's a lot of promise there, though. I mean, he showed flashes of that last season, where
staying healthy was his biggest problem.
Was it a hat trick in the first game I picked him up on fantasy? Actually,
exactly.
Thank you very much.
The big one is, are you going to be able to hold on to Wissa? Because it seems like the
Newcastle's pressing hard,
are really starting to circle around him.
I think it's a done deal. I think we might as well. Go with the fact that he's gone to Newcastle, and we're just going to have to. it's like, it sounds really dopey Dora, but one door closes, another one opens. All these lads that have had not as much playing time, and a lad like Kevin Sharder, this is a magic opportunity to break out. And I've got everything crossed that that's going to happen. But having watched Rico Henry push forward, having watched Coyote, having watched Malambo, having watched Mikkel Damsgaard, almost overlooked. He got Players Player and Supporters Player of the Year last year. We only need that feed, and we need a couple of boys at the front that can finish. And Sharda's proven, Lewis King Potter's proven. We only need someone else to pop up, and we can be at least competitive. So, hell, I'd be pleased to just stay up in the Prem, because every man and his dog's saying we're going to be relegated. So, no, I'm going with the Forces of Fate, and I'm going to go for 14th as well.
Very good.
Now, Jane, best case scenario, how do you think you're going to finish this season?
She just said it, 14th.
Oh.
Sorry.
14th.
We're in the
They were
midst
doing
of,
that. They were doing
some
admin.
switching around.
Admin, and I knew I had the questions, so I was coming back in. Fuck you all.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm not editing any of this.
Everything is awesome.
Was this only number 4 or 3?
But I don't have anything to promote, because I'm a singleton over here, out in the middle of nowhere in the Barossa Valley. So I watch the games on my own at outrageous times of the night or morning. But I've been a member of the Overseas Bees since they started in the Prem, and I've been invited to a wedding in Spain at the end of May. So I'm in the ballot for the last 2 games of the season at the GT.
Oh, fantastic.
Any other side projects you want to promote, like booze or wine?
I'm doing a couple of days a week for a little operation that just makes Riesling from sparkling method champenois sparkling through to fortified at Riesling Freak in the Barossa. And I'm doing a lot of traveling. I did for across Australia for Jim Barry Wines out of Clare. And I actually can't complain. My 8 acres up here in the middle of paradise is doing okay.
Love it.
Excellent. Can I make one plea to you before we let you go?
Sure.
You've been so successful in your wine career specifically. You've been excellent. A great seller, a great purveyor of wines. I need you to do me a favor and work out all of your goddamn time zones in Australia. I don't know what the hell you all have going on over there, but if you could try to lobby the government and use some of those selling skills you've acquired over the years and get everyone on the same page, I'd really appreciate it.
It would be really nice to be the same time across Australia. You're quite right. Yeah. No, I'm with you there.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Jane. We are going to do a little bit of a flip up because we don't want to lose the guest. We definitely want to make sure we get all the teams knocked out. So we're jumping all the way to the middle to Manchester City. And each year we always have a hard time finding a Manchester City supporter because typically we just all assume that they're
in the bank.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or in a lawyer's office trying to skirt rules that pertain to the bank.
This year, we got our friend Crunk Chocolate, and we're going to let him promote his show and all that good stuff in just at the end here. But all things considered, a shit ton of injuries. Anything that could go wrong did go wrong.
Pep was cutting himself.
Foden has an absolute dog shit year and falls off. Whatever could go wrong went wrong. Still fucking third place, still in the fucking Champions League.
Fucking have it.
Yeah, exactly. Crunk, just kind of give and Rodri getting hurt.
That's 3 billion reasons why they did well. I can tell you that.
How do and not that anything's ever going to come of it. 115 charges still hanging over your head. How do you look at that end of that season and just go, fuck? I mean, at least we're in Champions League, right?
That was it. The fact that we ended up in Champions League was so a blessing. There's, I believe it was 14 games where we didn't win a match from mid-October to the early December. We did not win a match.
We call that the humbling season.
Yeah, right.
And it was one of those things. Oh God, come off it.
Oh yeah.
But there was one of those. But
yeah,
it really was.
Started wearing my hair out on the show was right after you said that shit. You be humble, bitch.
I mean, 4 titles, Premier League titles in a row. I mean, what are we really doing this? But anyway, it was a very tough
Divided by 115
pill to take.
years.
Oh, and you don't want to hear how I feel about that, because honestly, I mean, because everything you say when it comes to City is just like it's always an excuse. But obviously, we don't think much will come of it, because that's why it's been taking so long.
Right.
They're just grasping at straws,
Mhm.
and half of the nonsense that goes on with sponsorships and rosters, you're welcome. Like, we kick that door open. The game is ridiculous when it comes to the financial system, and that's in particular because of Manchester City. So you're welcome, but you just want to hate on us for all of the little loopholes that y'all are taking advantage of. It's so annoying. You're welcome.
We're gonna ignore them and actually talk about.
I'm done.
So
I got my pot shots in. I'm good.
Key departures, key additions, because it's always so hard to bet into a Pep system. But who's going out? Who's coming in to replace them?
Yeah, last season we were hoping that we were going to lose a little bit more of our older players, which halfway through the season they were adoringly called unks. It started off as a frustrating thing. We were calling them unks because they were old and we need to get them out of there. But then at the end of the season, when the playing started to elevate and we were winning games, then all of a sudden they were like, unks, yeah, we love them.
De Bruyne specifically.
Oh,
a phenomenal Indian summer that last month at City.
Oh yeah,
did fuck all the whole year.
And it was so painful having all of these players that for years I've loved and said so many positive things about. I have their names on the back of shirts, and I hate them at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So, last season was very tough. I'm glad that we have moved on. So KDB left for Napoli. Kyle Walker, thankfully, has gone to Burnley. Shout out to the GOAT, Scott Carson. He was our third goalkeeper who did absolutely nothing for years, but still legend.
Super important for holding down the homegrown spaces.
Exactly.
Yes.
Qualifying.
Yes. Yeah. Energy, the vibes, keeping things light and fun. He was very key, actually. And I guess it was announced today Grealish is going to Everton. So shout out to Everton for I've heard they're actually going to pay a giant chunk of his weekly wages. I know they are not going to pay that 50 million fee next year for him. So I guess we'll figure that out when that happens.
We won't be.
But they brought in Tijani Rangers from AC Milan. He has already shown himself worth every penny. Ryan Nori from Wolves.
It's huge that.
Yeah. Yep. Ryan Cherky, we got him for the cheap because word is that he's lazy and fat. I always think it's hilarious when what they think fat is for footballers. Anyway, James Trafford, again from Burnley. He left City a few years ago, went to Burnley to kind of prove himself, and he has proved himself. The whole idea is Ederson, this is his last season with City. He only has 1 year left on his contract. He plays out the season, and James Trafford will take over for him. He's 22. He's 6'6". He still needs to fill out a little bit, but he's plenty tall. He has all of the qualities of a distribution keeper from his time in the CFG Academy project. I'm super excited about him. Severe Naipan and Marcus Bellinelli, those are just extra players on the squad who Ben Bellinelli is our third keeper. And
actually, with that sentence, I'm not done talking about PSR.
Okay.
Those extra players? Fuck are you on about, bro? Your Honor, evidence.
all of that being said, Crunk, what does this City team look like? You have to assume that they're in the hunt for the title because they're fucking City and they're always in the hunt for the title, but that's a lot of changes. And Pep is not easy to play for.
Weird. With that point, real quick, one quote stuck out to me this summer from during the Club World Cup, I think it was, might have been just after. But Pep said he only has 3 states of mind, and that's it. Euphoric, depressed, or like lonely or something else. I was like, what a sad existence. Like you just can't be. It was just a very strange thing to say. And then leading into the season, all the talk has been, I'm fucking exhausted. I can't wait till my contract's done. Like that's not great words from the gaffer there. Like that doesn't fill you full of confidence.
So Crunk, what do we think? What do you think the team's going to do this season?
If I can be as vague as possible, top 4. We that's the baseline for every single year. We need to be able to stay in Champions League football because economically that's so destructive for what City are trying to build and do, wage structure, all of that, all of those things. I would say top 3. Honestly, I expect Liverpool or Arsenal. Well, Liverpool have spent the money to repeat. Arsenal have actually brought in strikers and backups for Saka, things like that, where they should finally do what they should. But also, it's Arsenal. There's a level of seriousness you can take from them.
True.
So yeah, it's I'm
still the only team to go unbeaten.
All right, so yeah, that's
before it was
okay, Grandpa.
Everybody's been trying. Yeah, it happened a long time ago, but y'all have had 21 attempts at trying it, and no one's done it.
It's a matter of time before you fucking cunts start acting like the 72
Centurions. Have you done 100 points?
We're not wearing a gold jacket.
Yeah, do all that bullshit. So, Crunk, please plug away everything City and of course your show as well.
Of course, Shades of Blue podcast. That is what you can find us at Shades of Blue NW. We are on TikTok, Instagram, Blue Sky, Twitter. We actually have a WSL podcast, women's podcast. We have an Arsenal podcast, a Bundesliga, a wrestling podcast that are in our network. We do weekly live shows where we bring on 3 guests every Thursday night. So we do a lot of things that are outside of the Manchester City bubble. We have a Patreon. You can check our links with that. We've had on really dope people like Aaron West, Derek Ray. But anyway, we do really cool things over here. And so if you enjoy us, we love doing guest spots. So hit us up at Shades of Blue NW. Thanks for having us on.
I'll hit you up and I'll send you an invoice now that I know that you're just buying extra players.
And
my fee just went way up.
I know Danny is doing your show for Wolves preview.
Yes.
If you ever need myself for Everton or Sam for Arsenal, we'd be more than glad to jump on the show and help you out.
And I wanted to say, Mel, I really love the part of the pride flag in the back. They are very good homies of ours. Because we cover City men and women. So we have part of the pride on all the time, and they're good friends.
Oh, excellent. Fantastic.
Very good.
And then he's only saying that because he sees the other half of my Man City Villa flag there.
Oh, maybe. We won't talk about that, though.
Oh, look at that. That is a different shade of blue back
Hey.
Yeah, that's the one you lost. All right. Thank you again, Crunk. Let's go ahead and move along. Mr. Graham, we're going to go back up to the top again. And where is it?
Get my way downtown, walking fast. I'm a seagull. Go fuck yourself.
Nice. Yeah, Crunk, thanks, bro. Really appreciate you coming on in. Paul, Brighton.
Howdy.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
It's been a long time since I've talked to you, and I don't know how well you're going to do without all those penalties scored next season.
Oh, Yao Pedro.
I was trying to think of something clever to say to bring it in there, but I couldn't, which makes me an excellent podcast host. So, Paul, how's Brighton summer looked so far, my friend? Because the only thing literally I've seen is that you sold Yao Pedro to Chelsea.
Well, yeah. So see, that's kind of the thing. It's the same Brighton story, right? So we're selling when the time is right. We're selling high, and then we're buying a bunch of young kids who are going to come in probably in a couple of years, and we'll sell them on for a profit at some point. But you're not going to see any big flashy signings from us. Just those players going out. So hopefully, João Pedro is the only one, but remains to be seen. Baleba potentially could be going to Manchester United, although I'm not quite so sure about that one. But either way, that's another £100 million in the bank. So I'll take it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So who's come in? Who have you signed? What young starlet that no one's ever heard of is going to light up the hallways of the Premier League this season?
It's what the Seagulls do, man.
I know.
Every year. So we've actually signed two teenagers from Greece. So, we're expanding our geographic range now.
Now it sounds like you're really just taking the piss out of Brad there. Because of the Greek, probably Marinakis' nephews, actually.
Well, one did come from Olympiacos, so
that sucks.
So two Greek strikers coming in: Charalampos Kastoulas and Stefanos Zimas.
Oh, wait,
remember the names? They are. I know we're signing strikers. That's rare for us.
Greece hasn't scored a goal internationally since the 2004 Euro final.
Well, no time like the present.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. All right. So who else you got?
We also have Tommy Watson coming in. So he scored the winning goal in the playoff final for Sunderland. So you may actually have heard of him. But
him I have heard of, yeah.
Yep. He's 19, another teenage wonder kid who's hopefully going to be sold for another £100 million in a couple of years. So really excited about him coming in. And then Maxime de Kuiper came in from Club Bruges. So he's already scored in the preseason. He's a left back. So maybe not a like for like in terms of his style of play, but could provide some cover for Purvis Estupiñán leaving. He went to AC Milan this summer. So some cover for the positions that we've lost with, João Pedro leaving. So we're signing some center forwards, although that's, those may be projects coming in from Greece. And then Tommy Watson and Maxime de Kuiper could be taking the place of Simona Dingra, who went to Sunderland, and Purvis Estupiñán, who went to AC Milan. So, we'll see. It's the Brighton story, selling when we can for as much money as we can and signing some young kids who can hopefully do the job in a couple of years. But even if they don't, hopefully we can still make some money off them.
I'm not usually a fan of recommending things to other clubs, but I really hope Brighton take a look at Tyler Dibbling. Because it seems like the place that he could actually be nurtured and turned into a very good player. Because he's not going to become that in Southampton.
Well, we're rumored with him right now. But it's a bidding war. So who knows? Well, obviously when we get to Ryan, we'll talk about that a little bit. But that is the case right now.
Yeah, but I would have loved to see him move to Brighton specifically for him,
right? Because
they're so good at developing players.
Very good.
All right. So with all of that movement, obviously, and again, I'm sure it's a lot like Jane said with Brentford. It's a bit of a crapshoot, this Moneyball game that you all like to play, with signing a bunch of young kids and then turning them. Hopefully, they turn into real talent. Where do you think you're going to finish the season?
So I say every year that as long as we stay in the Premier League, I'm happy with that. That still remains to be the case. What is this? Almost 10 years in. Obviously, that's not necessarily where I hope to be, though. Missing out on Europe last year just barely, especially it being Fabian Hertzler's first season in charge, and he's, got a full preseason. He's got some signings in that he really asked for. So, I'm optimistic that we're definitely going to be in that top 10 range. And obviously we had João Pedro leave, we had Purvis Estupiñán leave. I still think that we're replacing where we need to, and we have a lot of talent that's stuck around. Kaoru Mitoma, Danny Welbeck still here, Lewis Dunk, Jan-Paul Van Hecke. So I think that the goal is obviously to survive. The aspiration is to be top 10, but I think the real aim is to be competing for that European space. So I think that we're gonna just barely squeak into 6th.
Very good.
Interesting. Right. Okay. Interesting. Awesome. Plug away, my friend. Where can like-minded supporters find things in the United States and any projects you have going on?
Yeah, absolutely. So as always, go ahead and follow us at Stateside Seagulls. That's the official supporters club here for Brighton and Hove Albion Stateside. You can find us at BHAFC Stateside on all the socials. And then also you can visit statesideseagullsusa.com. You'll find all the information about our Stateside club and then also some of the regional clubs that we have Just signed up actually a new DC Gulls chapter in Washington, DC. So I'll be hanging out with them this coming weekend for the first match of the season. So they'll be your point of contact here in the DMV area.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Well, we gotta play them out one more time.
Making my way downtown, walking fast. I'm a seagull. Go fuck yourself.
You damn right I do.
You fucking love that sound.
See, Russ, I didn't do GD that time. I just said damn right. So how about that?
Hey, Sam.
Yes.
Can I just check? Did Paul just say DC goals?
Yes.
That's fantastic. Pun of the night. Fantastic.
It's marketing, isn't it?
So we're waiting for Brett. He's going to jump on late, so we're going to jump over Burnley and go to Chelsea.
Go to Chelsea. Yes, Paul. Thanks for joining us. Always, my friend. Good to hear.
Cheers,
from
guys. Thank you.
We'll see you next time. All right. So the person that replaced me as the youngest podcast host in this parish, young hot freshness.
You're old.
Not compared to you, cunt.
You got gray hair and you're about to turn fucking 40, asshole.
That's fine.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah. All right. Forget that. Hiram, it's me and you now, bud.
How you doing, buddy?
What's hip and happening, as the kids like to say.
God, you're old. All right. So, just same old, comings, goings, and just picked up some souvenirs along the way as well too. I don't know if you guys
sake. That would be a club.
Hey, Graham, do you actually know exactly what the fuck this represents?
Yeah, by selling out to FIFA. Yes.
You could say that, or you can
that sweet Saudi Trumpian coin.
I've seen that. Trump's got one.
That sweet Trumpian Saudi coin you got. It's awesome.
That fat fuck is on stage for that. Anyway, so that it was a pretty good summer, of course. Not only winning the Club World Cup, but also just having what the fuck are you wearing, Mel?
Right.
But no, just like a pretty good summer, good signings as well too. A lot of young potential, which is usual with this new ownership as well too. But looking forward to seeing what's potential to happen. I'm not going to be too optimistic and say we're going to win the fucking league because I don't think we're quite there yet. I know we won't be second because all know that's Arsenal's spot. So at best we'll be third. But I don't know. I think it will be a very interesting season to say the least, and I'm honestly looking forward to see what we have coming forward.
Nice. So obviously, I mean, if we did a Chelsea transfer recap, we'd be here for 4 fucking days. Are there any key pieces that have come in and lost? One specific question I know he wasn't key, but one specific question, because I haven't heard a fucking word about him, is Mikhailo Mudryk. What's going on with him?
So he received the 4-year ban actually with the doping situation. So he's going to be out for a while. Shit. So yeah, literally by the time his time's up, he still has like 2 years or so left on his contract. So thank you, Boley, for that, I guess. But either way, he's pretty much just going to be like rehabbing, working at home, or doing God knows what. And
more drugs, probably.
It could be the drugs. It could be.
That's a shame. Well, never mind. I'm not. There's a joke there. I'm not going to say it.
There you go.
And João Pedro, we've obviously already talked about because of Paul there with Brighton. But anybody else like super key, super exciting that's coming in? Obviously, Kepa has been on loan a couple of times. He left, came to us as our backup now. So that not super important. Y'all had 9 other goalkeepers on your books anyway. So are there any other key like proper signings that matter or no?
Really, I would say 2.5, and that's definitely just because we needed this as far as depth. Hato from Ajax coming in for the left back spot, especially now with Cowell going down injury. I think he also helped fill in that left center back spot as well too. And then also obviously Esteval, a key piece will be on the wing as well. I think can kind of help with long-term projects as well, which is another key highlight for Chelsea lately as well. And then of course we already mentioned about João Pedro, but even Liam Delap, I know that they're pretty much going to be like having a striker duel to see who's going to be like the main guy at the top. But I think it'll be a very good connection between those two, whether it may be Zhao to start, which I feel like is more likely, especially on the recent run he's had, or have like Delap come off the bench and then, I don't know, switch off one match after the other. And then I think those two will actually be pretty good overall. And then as far as like people
between them,
what's that?
I think they offer you something different.
Yeah.
No, for sure. Because
you can like change games. You can. Cause it seems as though he likes to run with kind of two wingers and a center forward, but the lab offers you a bit more brute force and power, whereas João Pedro is a bit more pace and kind of elegance.
No, for sure. He's literally just like
even though it looks like fucking crazy legs.
Yeah,
it's more of like a modern target man because he's like super physical up top, and he's definitely good on the aerial duels. I saw it, of course, firsthand in person, and then even in the matches throughout the Club World Cup and even in the friendlies as well. But I think he could be something that could be great. I don't want to give him too much hype already because we did that with fucking Nico Jackson. Look where the fuck he's at right now. So I don't know. It's definitely like a lot potential coming out with that, which is obviously something that Chelsea likes to build on. But I'm still going to ride for my club any way I can.
Nice. So you alluded to it earlier. You said probably third is the ceiling this year. Do you think that's realistic with all the players that Enzo Maresca has to bet in? Do you think you can crack us in Liverpool? Where do you realistically think you're going to finish? Is Manchester United signed a couple of players but their defense is still shit. So what, like, you might not have that many to compete with. Obviously, we don't know how Thomas Frank is going to be at Tottenham. Like, do you think you're pretty comfortable third, fourth, like for real?
I'll be cool with that because you have to think about this too. We're also back in Champions League, so that's also another key piece that we have to think about as far as our main squad. So third was probably like our highest I can see us going. If we win the Prem, obviously I'll be fucking buzzing on that, but I don't see that possible, especially with Liverpool getting the firepower that they have. And then Lord knows what City's going to do this year as well too, even though Pep somehow manages to find some fucking way every time. And then Arsenal, they're just going to, talk about how they provide the most happiness for all their fans instead of bringing trophies, but that's it.
Not all of us can sell out. Sign a player while we're at the tournament. And
I mean,
in the tournament. Weird.
Hey, if we can sign off players and then I guess we can sell them all too. We got a pretty good transfer budget as far as
and then it was kind of strange when Cole Palmer was your person to go say hello to Esteval because Cole Palmer's an idiot and Esteval very obviously didn't speak a lick of English.
Yeah, he literally had to get Isugo to come translate for him the entire time. I thought that was actually pretty funny. But we all know Cole Palmer is like that very introverted person. I'm like honestly convinced if he wasn't playing soccer, he would just be smoking pot this entire time.
Sounds like you've been smoking smart.
It's been this. Look, Hennessy has been my favorite drink all summer, so I'm blaming that.
There you go.
There we go.
Anything you'd like to plug, my friend, other than obviously the podcast that is part of this parish, in the Annapolis Blues pod that you do with Big Sam here? Is there anything else you'd like to plug or do?
Yeah, I'm actually not affiliated to any other fan clubs with Chelsea, but I do want to give a shout out to Beltway Chelsea. Beltway Blues. I'm sorry, they represent the Mid Atlantic region for Chelsea here in Chelsea in America as well too. But outside of that, of course, you can also catch me on another podcast along with Big Sam Houston and also Mel for the Annapolis Blues called the Naptown Blues Podcast. Pretty much airs every summer to follow both not really both, but essentially the men's USL 2 league team as well. And yeah, I'm working on some personal projects. I can't really say when they'll come out because, I've been a lazy fuck, but, life happens. So, but yeah.
Hennessy.
Yeah, Hennessy's fault.
Yeah, Hennessy.
Mr. Graham, you don't know about this yet, but we will have a women-led Annapolis Naptown Blues fan cast that will be specifically for the women's club next season. That will be a pair of female voices because the last thing you need is 50-year-old white dude talking about mansplaining women's soccer. So
actually, I think it's the first thing we need to say. Secondly, remember I own a third of this company.
I know.
I did know about that.
Yes. So
I was say, didn't we approach a certain progeny about that?
Yes, we did. YHF, man, thank you very much for your time. Mr. Graham, let's keep it rolling. Let's talk to the man who's on cloud 9 right now, but will ultimately be in 12th place.
Yes. Winners of their first trophy in their history about 3 months ago, winners of their second trophy in their history. And if you ask Jose Mourinho, they're basically on for a calendar year treble. It's Mr. Brad Parker, Crystal Palace supporter. How are you, my friend?
What day is it? It's the days we win our trophies were awesome, and then they come out the next day and take shit away from us. That's where we are today. So it's Coaster Palace as always.
Nice, exactly. So this summer, I'm surprised a lot of the Mark Gahey chat has kind of seemed to have died down a bit.
Yeah.
But he is entering the last year of his contract. So is it time to cash in? LaCroix and I can't remember
Richards,
the other, and Richards, the American guy. Yeah, I should have known that. Obviously, Trevor Chalobah went back to Chelsea. They recalled him from his loan. So they're pretty much, besides Gahey, the only two out-and-out center backs on your books. Is that something you're going to look to address?
We, as a club policy, don't address things. And it's been working. So I think we'll keep that up. We just won a trophy. We won 2 trophies in 86 days. We've lost the place we earned. Who have we signed? We signed a backup keeper.
Solid.
And a backup wing back, Borna Sosa, Walter Benitez. That's everything we've done. Will there be more? I mean, yes. We usually sign like 3 people on the last day of the window. And Oliver Glasner will get sick of that and leave us soon. But he said we need 2 more players. That's all he said at this point.
Maybe
That's
3 if we get Eza from you.
You're not getting him. Like yesterday after we won our trophy, Steve Parrish came out and said that if someone comes with an offer for Gahey, we have to do it. A decent offer because he's in the last year of his contract. We'll lose him on a free. We could have done it for 70 million last summer. We could have done it for 40, 50 in January, but he didn't want to go to that club. It's the club you mentioned earlier that no one wants to go to this summer. But the thing about Gahey is there's a World Cup coming up. If he stays at Palace, he's playing every week. If he goes to Liverpool, he's not. And is he on the England squad going to the World Cup next year if he's not playing every week?
Right. Fair dues.
So he might reject a transfer, stay with us, and then we lose him next summer for nothing.
So we'll come on to it a little bit with Liverpool. We're going to come on to it again when we get to Newcastle. The players that seem to be leaving for free and running their contracts down have all been, every single one of them, regardless of the situation or how long they've been at the club, have been regarded as rats. Is Mark Gahey the latest rat to hook his tail to the king rat that is building of Premier League players running their contracts down?
Like, we would never call him that. Look at that picture right there is Mark Gahey lifting. We went 120 years without a trophy, and it was lifted by Mark Gahey and Joel Ward. Like, Gahey could stay and make us pay for him to leave, and we would still love him.
Right. I guess fans, yes, I get that absolutely. Yeah. What do you anticipate from the season, especially with the lack of signings? What now I know y'all were Ollie Glasner is obviously a tacticial magician.
He's fantastic.
But not having really added much to the squad, where do you expect to finish the season? Do you think people have figured you out to an extent, or is if he stays going to create enough magic that it works again?
We always finish 12th, right? We didn't win any of our first 7 games last year. We were in like 18th in November, and we finished 12th and won the FA Cup. Like, by the time Glasner figured it out and got people to play the way you wanted them to play, they were amazing. We've lost like 7 games this entire calendar year. We do that in a month when we only play 4 games usually. So he's ask Liverpool if we're not going to be good this year. Like we just played them yesterday for a trophy and won. Like, are we a top 5 team? No, but this is the exact same team that played that way the whole second half of last season.
Yeah.
We get to, because of the corrupt UEFA mafia and all of that, we'll be traveling to like little towns in Kazakhstan and, doing lots of extra travel to play games we've never heard of, teams we've never heard of. And that'll hurt. We need depth, but we have a lot of that depth. We have more players than we thought. And that's what we saw the second half of the season. Everybody that went out there came through. And while we haven't brought anybody in, what we lost was Joel Ward, who another club legend, but he didn't play. We lost Jeffrey Schlupp, who's at Norwich, and he was on loan the second half of last season. And we lost Rob Holding, who, did you know he played for Palace? He played in 1 cup game 2 years ago, and now he's at Colorado Rapids. So we haven't brought anybody in. We haven't lost anybody. Not a great policy, but with the way they played.
You lost John Textor, which helps.
What'd you say?
I said you lost John Textor, which helps.
Yeah, that's the best loss
That's a
we could
plus.
possibly
Yeah.
have.
Absolutely.
Do we want to talk about all of that stuff?
No.
All right.
We don't have time for that.
We're already
over time for it.
Man, and we're not even halfway through.
Multi-club ownership is.
If you want to talk about, here, I'll say one thing about it. We were never a multi-club ownership group. We are not now. The guy that we were accused of being in one with is no longer with the club. And in the whole time he was there, we made 0 transfers with Leon. We made 1 with Botafogo. This summer, Nottingham Forest has made 4 with those 2 clubs.
He was up in the box when the trophy was being presented at the weekend, so jog on.
He was on the field while his shares were in a trust, and he had no day-to-day operations with the club either.
Yeah. All right. So plug away all things Crystal Palace and any personal projects you'd like to talk about, my friend.
First, I'll officially say we'll finish 12th, but 12th again. Who gives a fuck?
Oh, yeah.
Palace fans in the DC area, Crystal Palace DC on X and Instagram. Is it X? Is it Twitter? I don't know. We meet up at Ireland's Four Courts in Arlington, an awesome place. And this won't surprise any of you guys. The club, since I moved to North Carolina, has grown astronomically. Everybody's there now. That's like 30 people deep. It used to be like 4 of us. So it's fun.
For about 6
It's a great
years now.
place.
Makes total sense.
Right. And that place is a great soccer pub. There'll be people there from multiple clubs, but it's a great Palace group, and get out there and hang out.
Nice. Awesome. Well, thank you as always, my friend. It is always fun to have you. My original nemesis, everybody, Brad Parker.
Those days are over.
And then now we transition to your new nemesis. We are going to go ahead and talk about my club, Everton Football Club, who has had an interesting past couple of years, and particularly now it feels like not even that we see the light at the end of the tunnel. We're out of the fucking tunnel. The ownership group is gone. There's a new ownership group in we're moving into the new stadium, and we're making big key important signings like a right back, a midfielder, and a right wing. Oh wait, the 3 things we need we still haven't fucking bought yet. But we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna talk with 1/3 of the Blue Frontier. Always great to have Mr. Ryan Williams back on the show. How are you, good sir?
Thanks, gentlemen. All right. Yeah. Right wing, center mid, right back would be nice.
Yeah, why? Just how long have we needed a right back? How long?
Well,
here we just decided we're not buying one.
What?
Well, keep in mind we actually did have.
Coleman's not good enough for you.
Well, we did have one bought a couple years ago, but unfortunately, the manager came in and killed it.
Yep.
That's another story for another day, though. But that was pretty nasty if you knew the details of how that one happened. But yeah, it'd be nice to sign some guys that actually play in those things. It is odd, though. I mean, suddenly we can spend money again. I mean, keep in mind, Everton have the lowest net spend in the English football pyramid the last 5 years, lowest in the Premier League by a mile. In fact, the last 3 years, I mean, when Bournemouth, let alone Forest and West Ham, have outspent you by $350 million in net spend the last 3 years. I mean, that's kind of strange.
Yeah,
So,
very.
yeah. But I mean, honestly, the guys did a really good job the last 2 years recruiting players to keep Everton up, and it was never necessarily that close, which was nice, not too dicey. But it is nice to spend money on guys, but I just feel like it's been a little misguided. But wait to the end of the window, Sam. I guess.
That's exactly it. Now, a lot of departures, a lot of it, honestly, it's shedding money. We had a lot of people we paid a lot for and also paid a lot in wages for. So while it's hard to see someone like a DCL or a Decore go because they were so integral, like they literally scored fucking goals that kept us in the league, right? But at the same time, you need to move on. You need to be smart about how you're spending. So let's talk a little bit more about who we've brought in so far this year. So because the outgoings, let's just say it's a fuck ton, like half our team's gone.
Dead
right?
weight. Yeah, and I would argue none of them were all that critical. Calvert-Lewin could have been if he was healthy. Decore was a really good player, but I mean, he was forced to play in like a 10 role as a more defensive team. And Everton defense was very good. But I think, Everton need to score more goals. So, I mean, the big signings, Tierno Barry was the first one. He's a 22-year-old center forward out of Villarreal. Incredibly physically gifted, 6'5", all the talent in the world, high-end prospect, produced in La Liga, but probably he'll play back up to Beto, but he'll probably push him a little bit too, which is good. Alcaraz was already there. They exercised his option. I like Adam Asnew a lot. The young players left back, super talented, came up with Barcelona, signed him from Bayern Munich. Great fee on that one. Good age, 19 years old. Mark Travers, a decent backup goalkeeper. Underlying numbers are good. And Kieran Dewsbury Hall is an interesting one too. I think they overpaid for him a little bit. He turns 27 in September. Good player. I mean, the type of player that Everton kind of need, but what's very confusing is this idea that they're going to bring Grealish now on a loan to the tune of about 12, 15 million a year, paying many of his wages. And I'm just a little confused about the strategy here, honestly, Sam, which it's fine. I mean, I just think the way I look at it, and everyone on social media is let me know how much they dislike me and how much lacking of fun I am, but okay. I'm not the most fun.
It would be less confusing if you didn't already have Njai.
Yeah, right. I mean, you basically bring him in. You've got
the flair player already.
Well, you've got Njai who can play left side. You've got Alcaraz that can play the same position. You've got McNeil that can play the same position. And now at 10, you've got Dewsbury Hall, who's got to play as the most advanced midfielder, I think, in a 3 or even if as a 10. And then you've got Grealish that in theory would play the 10 as well. Njai can play the 10. You've got no one at right wing. So it's a little bit odd. Again, wait till the end of the window. Yeah, it's a little bit more like there's this idea that teams need to have a mix. You need to have your established players come in and your young players. And I think the problem with that is what is Everton's idea? Like what is their goal? To me, Everton should be competing at the higher echelon of the table, eventually, not right away.
Right,
the problem is when you're $300 to $400 million or euros in player value at this point, because you've not spent wisely. They've spent pretty well the last 3 years, frankly, under almost impossible circumstances. How are you going to close that gap? So what's the goal? If the goal is for the Friedkin group to come in and make Europe very quickly, I don't like that. That sounds like Mashiri, but okay, maybe. But it's going to take more than a balance, So just a little disappointed with the recruitment strategy. I think they need a longer-term strategy to build value and buy guys with growth and develop them and move forward. And it is what it is, They'll be more entertaining. I mean, they'll be better, but
that's the big thing. It's where do we finish? I mean, because I think for once we can definitively go, we ain't in a relegation battle this time. We're not. We just won't.
But true. But I mean, I look at kind of the baseline there. So last year they had 48 points, finished 13th. The underlying numbers were a little worse, like 14th expected goal differential, 15th expected point. The year before, they earned 12th with 48 points. 10th in expected goal differential, 10th in expected points. Now, look, the team should be better this year, and the table can lie a little bit, but I don't think really the ads are going to get you beyond top half at best. I mean, I think optimistically, you're looking at maybe 9th or 10th. And again, assuming the window closes and they bring in another central mid and a right wing, and they need a right back badly. But, my response to that is kind of, so what? You've got a sunk cost of 12, 15 million for Grealish, which people may love and really find fun, but what's really the goal? So I don't know. I would say 10th or 9th, really. I mean, assuming they pick up 2 new players, which surely they will. But I mean, last year, 56 points got you 10th. That's a big jump. It's possible. Yeah. 50 the year before, 53 the year before. So I would imagine they're somewhere in line there. I mean, it's nice to have David Moyes back kind of as another year. So at least you don't have to create new tactical approaches and things like that. But, we'll see. I mean, it's a tough call.
Right. Very good.
But I would argue, though, Grealish is a proven Premier League operator, and he fired Villa into those positions when he was there. There's no Dwight McNeil did not do that for Burnley, really.
Well, he's not going to play.
Did not do that for y'all. Decore did not do that for y'all. What they did was secure your Premier League status in 17th. That's what I think Grealish brings. I think he also brings excitement and exuberance, which your crowd has never lacked, but you have had the propensity to get on your team's back in recent years, and rightly so. Don't get me wrong. But I think that excitement is vibes, but also proven experience that can do it.
Right. And look,
that's what I would argue back.
No, I don't think you're wrong. I mean, I think a lot of people are really excited about it, especially the English that think Grealish is still.
He's got a point to prove. He wants to make the World Cup squad.
Maybe. I mean, that sounds very optimistic, but there's nothing wrong with that opinion, Sam. You're right. I mean, if you really are like, look, I just want to watch a better team. I want to watch better players. I want to watch a more entertaining side. And I think Grealish does bring a lot of those things, but it's hard for me to take off like the, I know football and I know finances hat, man. Like, it's just difficult. So
I feel you.
No, the vibes would be good. It'll be more entertaining to watch them. And I think the problem is, though, man, it sounds very similar to what Everton were trying to do before.
It feels very much like
but they
the
signed,
summer of the 10.
But they signed 16 of them. Yeah, this is one guy.
What did we just do? We just signed 3 10s. We did the exact same thing,
but
man.
The only thing that Jack Grealish knows how to do is play football.
I think there's some pubs around the Manchester area and Birmingham area that may totally disagree with you there. But no, and I don't think he's a good driver either, so he definitely doesn't own that. No, in all seriousness, though, he's not the only one. In all seriousness, though, like, it's fine. It's fine. It'll be fun, I guess, temporarily, but what's the goal? Look, the revenue is much bigger in the stadium. You know what I mean? They're in a much better financial position. The owners seem great, but Everton's football structure is really kind of bizarro right now too. So there's going to be a lot of turnover, a lot of changes over the next year. So, but whatever, it'll be fun, I guess, and we'll be in mid-table and probably not qualify for Europe or anything crazy, but it'll be more fun.
Yeah. Well, hey, I'm with you. I want to see.
I'm not fun. What can I say, right?
I'm with you. I want to see us moving forward. I want to see a real progression. I want to see an identity at the club. And right now, I still don't see an identity. Now, do I think we're safe? Do I think our team's going to be way better than it's been in the past? Absolutely. But, I mean, maybe a good cup run. I don't know. I mean,
maybe
changes my mind a lot if we lift a trophy at the end of the year. Like, that would make me very happy. But I just I don't know yet, and I feel like the major pieces that need to be fixed haven't been fucking fixed.
Yeah, I see. What I see a lot is the West Ham David Moyes thing. Where he came in and maybe overpaid for a bunch of players, some of which were decent players, not amazing players, not a lot of young players. Everton had bought a couple young players, and it bounced them up to 6th and 7th. Now, maybe they slightly exceeded their expectations in those years. The underlying metrics weren't quite that good, but I mean, he made a good run in Europa. I would say that's more impressive than when they won the Conference League, but then where they are now. And that's the problem. If you take a recruitment strategy like that, where you can't keep up with the spend of the other teams, you just can't. I don't care how much more revenue you're going to make with the stadium. You're not quite there yet.
We're not.
You got to grow. Yeah. I mean, it will be better, but you got to have a particular recruitment strategy. But hey, what's the goal, man? If the goal is to have a better team, a more entertaining team, have the fans get more excited, then I think they may succeed in that. But the football person in me is still thinking, it's not really what I want the goal to be.
Exactly.
But I mean, But it'll be a story. Everton always tend to keep it entertaining for everyone else. I'm sure everyone else enjoys watching it from afar. Sometimes we just want to smash our head against the wall. So
Ryan, please plug away for the show, which we've now had 2/3 because Sean helped host while Graham was away on paternity leave. We got to tell James he's going to have to do the show eventually.
He's just soft. That's all it's really about.
Going to have to do it eventually. We're going to.
I mean, he's up in Maine. I mean, what do they have to do up there, really? Come on, please.
Oh, no, James, brave the winter is what they have to do.
That's an excellent point. That's supposed to build character, but I'm seriously questioning his. The Blue Frontier, please check us out. If you really want to see all sorts of different scouting reports on players, we did like a 7-part series where we went through, hundreds of players at every position too. If you're bored, you want to see some analytics, something that's maybe a little more technical, we try and bring that. No hot takes, no emotion, and again, I'm not fun. So there you go.
that's the new thing.
I don't like this version. I like angry Ryan that fights with me.
I'm ticked. I'm very frustrated right now, man. I'll be the first one to tell you. I mean, look, like Graham, look, you guys know a little bit about me. Like I'm involved in this sport. So when I see these things happen, I'm like, believe me, man, if I wasn't involved in football, my personality on these things would be very, very different. So I got to try and keep it a little bit professional. The fact I'm even on here is guilty by association. I mean, come on.
Yeah, exactly. Ryan is giving me the vibes from the Shakespeare movie, Much Ado About Nothing, the sheriff that's played by Michael Keaton, that all he is obsessed with the fact that someone called him an ass.
And Michael Keaton is from Pittsburgh, so that rings true.
Bitches and moans the entire movie about. He goes, I was called an ass like the whole time.
I mean, Sam, if you want to see that happen in real life, just go check my Twitter feed the last week.
I know.
It's my stupid fault. It's my stupid fault. I own it. I'm dumb. Whatever. And I need to start drinking more like you guys. There you go.
Hey,
that's my point.
I gave people a simple opinion that statistically Leighton Baines had better numbers than Ashley Cole, and I got roasted by everyone. It was just like, these are the numbers.
But we've for 8 years
like
now
Ashley Cole
making fun of Arsenal Twitter.
Oh yeah.
So why would you ever come for an Arsenal head on Twitter?
That's true. It was stupid by me. See, that's just it. Blame us, Ryan. Blame us.
Can't help it.
Very, very much. Moving on. Enjoy the rest of your vacation, for crying out loud. Get the hell out of here.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, dude.
You.
Kind of like the PSR panel. Yes. It is your fault, isn't it?
We are going to move.
Cities.
Yeah, dock us 10 points. We're going to move backwards because Pastor Daddy's here now.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Pastor Daddy's here. Let's go.
Let us pray.
Let us talk Burnley. Obviously, we did the Getting to Know You show just a few weeks back, so everybody's already gotten to hear a lot about Burnley already.
So thanks for coming out, dude. Really appreciate it.
It's great. Finished 20th. It's been good. It's good.
Record-setting defense, but they have lost pieces coming up to the Prem, but pretty big signing this week already to help. The one thing that he talked about with us was, oh my gosh, our midfield needs some help, and they went out and they took care of it. So tell everybody about who you just signed.
Yeah. So this is I almost had an aneurysm when I saw it on Twitter. I'm not gonna lie. 2 signings breaking our record transfer spend in 1 week. But the midfield signing, Leslie Ogochukwu from Chelsea, as well as Leslie Ogochukwu. Yeah, I'm butchering that. And then Armando Broja in the striker role.
You'll get 2 whole good games out of him.
Yeah, I'll get all of 1.5 probably matches out of Armando. But yeah, Leslie, quite the performer both at Chelsea and at Southampton. Numbers didn't look great in the Southampton kind of role, but if you look at like the underlying stats of overall, just him as a player looks great. But nothing I feel like in that Southampton team last season looked good. So lots of positives there. We feel really good about it. Feel really, really good about Leslie.
Well, and then just to go along with your pastor world, there is someone who has been resurrected from the dead, literally in a game that's being linked now to Burnley as well. One Mr. Christian Eriksen.
Oh my goodness.
Mhm.
Yeah, Erickson was linked, but I'm 99% sure this dude's going to MLS. Heard from our insiders that we did make a contact for Christian, but then it was pretty swiftly nope, not interested.
Okay. Very good.
WWCED.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would Christian Eriksen do? Go to MLS. Minnesota
bless him.
United
Bless him.
is what I hear.
Yeah, I heard Burnley's a bit behind the times. They don't have a defibrillator at the stadium, so I don't think he's allowed to play there. Actually,
Oh yeah, it is. It's
Spurs-
pretty rough. It's
Spurs
pretty
had to
rough.
bring
But
their own when they played Burnley last time, and Daniel Levy had to cover the cost, which I heard he complained about.
oh, shut up! No. Listen, like the whole thing with the cancel of the thing. No. That's complete BS. We have undersoil heating. It's yeah. It's good. It's good.
Got all the good stuff. So
we do.
Now with the couple of signings, these are the things that you very specifically talked about being concerns about the team.
Yeah.
You've started to rectify those problems. What do you see for Burnley for this season? Do you survive?
Yeah. I think those are all good questions. Listen, up front, we definitely needed firepower. And if Armando Broja can replicate any of his Southampton season, like he's moved out from Chelsea, he's not a forever lone army as Chelsea loves. Could be really good. We needed a target man to pair with Lyle Foster. So I think I really wanted to cry, like, because we first heard that he was our record-breaking signing, and I was like, you really couldn't do better than that. Then Leslie gave me lots of hope, and that's beautiful. And we got Dubravka in goal, so absolutely wonderful there. And I can't believe Newcastle did any business with us after the whole Trafford debacle. And I love watching Newcastle suffer. So if I don't know, I love it. So that's good. Where do I think we'll finish? Parker still says he wants a couple more in the door, and we are light in a couple areas, but I actually think we filled out our team with a lot of really great Prem experience and some upcoming talent. Realistically, we're going to be rock bottom at 20th. But my heart tells me that we could hit, 17th. With a mixture of possibly Brentford going down, Wolves are hot garbage, no offense. And yeah, I just think we have the possibility to do better than our last Prem season. Last Prem season, we only got 24 points. I think we'll actually be up and around it. I think we're a lot more resolute. We're willing to change, and we're actually spending money semi-reasonably instead of just spamming wingers off of Fantasy Manager like VK did. So.
All right. So, sir, plug away. Let everybody know stateside where they can find all things Clarets, and the floor is yours.
Yeah. Besides that, Premier League in the USA and those few Burnley fans that you all love so much that were paid to wear the nice merch, the nice ladies that did
really
that.
hot girls in LA.
Yeah, those three really, really attractive women. Yes. Besides them, what? You can just go find them there. So at NorAm Clarets, so North American Clarets, at Wisco Clarets, we have a Wisconsin Clarets based group now as well. Turfcast podcast for all kinds of insider information. Same with the Burnley Way, all on Twitter, all on Instagram. And if you're in the Twin Ports of Duluth and Superior, there's a group of Burnley fans that get together to watch the matches when they come. And then Discord, also at North American Clarets. And we have a channel where we talk regularly, plan get-togethers. There are more than 5 of us. There's actually 35 folks in that little group, and we meet somewhere in the States, and we plan trips over to Burnley as well, and we've had several of those, and that's been fun. That's been fun.
One fun fact he forgot though is if NORAD is busy, you can do NORAM clarets, and they'll tell you where Santa is.
Very good.
Actually, that's actually a verifiable fact, and also kind of because I'm a pastor, kind of like Groundhog Day. If you do this, like, did Jesus resurrect? I'm like, yeah, Easter. You know, if you gotta ask questions around that holiday too, we provide those services as well.
Perfect. All right. Thank you so much, Brett, for jumping on with
You're
us. We
welcome.
appreciate it, man. We'll talk soon.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, peace. All right, up next we've got Fulham Football Club, obviously the home of a fair few Americans over the years, and we've got Mr. Brian from Fulham.
Real quick, Graham, I just want to tell you, Brian is a avid Annapolis Blues supporter. They have a section where they sit, right?
You call it out. I love
and
it.
they have a flag. He has a flag because he is so Fulham. He refuses to refer to the Annapolis Blues as the Blues. His flag says "Up the Crabs." He can't say the word blue. He can't do it.
Nice.
It's fucking brilliant.
I thought you were going to say he was too polite to wave the flag in the stadium, blocking the view of a minor.
What do they call it? The crow's nest?
Yeah,
the crow's nest. The crow's nest.
Mr. Graham, take it away.
Can I say something real quick though?
Yeah, of course.
It's totally appropriate. We're following Burnley because Fulham knows after Scott Parker, everything gets better.
I mean, not wrong.
God damn it.
Yeah, absolutely. After Scott Parker, everything does get better.
All right. Thank you for that. Love you all. Thank you.
No problem, Pastor Daddy. We'll see.
All right, go right ahead, Graham. Go right ahead, Graham.
So Fulham, I haven't seen a lot of comings and goings so far this summer.
Yeah, that's
now,
true.
Granted, I said this earlier, I did take my summer break very seriously and did not search pretty much anything other than Arsenal news. But it seems pretty quiet on the old Fulham front. What's happening?
All right, so let's get into this. Our only incoming signing is our backup goalkeeper, which is Benjamin Lecomte, 34-year-old French keeper. And that is important though because our keeper from last year, our backup, was terrible. And we all feared Leno going down injured because we would have completely screwed. But what I can say is, though, although we haven't brought a lot of players in, what we've done is we've basically locked down a lot of players where contracts were up. So we signed Kenny Tete. We kept him from Big Sam and Everton.
Nice.
That was that right back you all needed. You can't have him. We signed Tom Kearney, our captain. We signed him.
Yes, I love that story. Even though it's 37.
He won't play a ton of minutes. But it's great for the locker room.
Absolutely, one of a left foot as well.
Yep. And the biggest re-signing, honestly, for us is an 18-year-old kid named Josh King. If you don't know who he is, you're gonna know who he is. He captained the U19 England team, and if you play fantasy, he's $4.5 million. I'd sign him. He is going to kill it this year. And what he's going to do is he's already getting a ton of minutes in preseason. And I think they're going to rotate him with ESR.
Okay.
So I think it's going to push ESR, who did have the greatest season. He scored like 5 goals last year. He did okay. But I think it's going to push him to do a lot better. So I think the two of them rotating is going to really do us well. Pereira kind of played that position a lot last year. And for like an offensive attacking player, he scored 2 goals for us, a couple assists. He's been not good. So I think Josh King coming in is really going to elevate the club. As far as other signings, let's see. We signed a few young kids. We signed Luke DeFugerol, a Canadian center back. He's out on loan. And then a kid named Seth Regan, he's going to be a big name. A lot of clubs were looking for him. He's a 16-year-old. He'll come back. So for future signings. And then we extended contracts of Wilson, Traore, and Jimenez. So we kind of locked down a lot of players. We haven't signed a ton. We're looking at a few wingers. Reece Nelson, which I know we've been talking about him for months. He was on loan with us last year. He got injured. But I think actually the signing looks like it's going to come in as a kid named Kevin, who's a Brazilian winger from Shakhtar Donetsk. And we've been linked to him the last couple of days. So if we sign him, I don't think we're going to get Reece Nelson. I know a lot of people wanted him, but he's injury prone. And you know about that, Graham. I mean, he's
absolutely. I mean, so to be fair, so was ESR. But he seemed last season to kind of dispel some of that, previously from his career. Now I will tell you, he's never won, even with a brief run on the team, to get goals on a regular basis. He's more of a creative player.
Yep.
And again, and it's hard in that position. It's a lot more of a vibes guy, you know.
Yeah.
Well,
we held on to some players. We held on to Jedi Robinson in the back, which is big for us.
That's
and
huge.
And we held on.
It was either going to be Kirkez Robinson for me that went to
Yep.
Liverpool. And
I know.
For
And luckily,
all,
this is the funny thing is that Robinson got hurt and he had an injury at the end of the season. He had a surgery over the summer, and because of that, I think we kept him, which is ironic. But so he won't start the season with us, but he'll come in probably week 2, 3. I'm hearing, and he's a big deal for us. And then the other one is Muniz. We held on to Muniz, which I know, Graham, I heard a lot last year. We don't score enough goals, but if you put Muniz and Jimenez together, we scored 21 goals between the two of them. So, like, as far as strikers, and if you look at Muniz, and I'll tell you this, and I knew I was going to bring this up, but he is third best in goals per 90 in the league, Muniz. So, like, people don't realize he didn't play a ton of minutes, but when he did, he scored goals. So I think he'll play a lot more minutes this year, and I think he's going to score a lot of goals. And if you watch the Liverpool game from last year, where he makes that turn on who's the defender? Yeah, Van Dijk. That goal's absurd. He's a player. He's a player.
No, absolutely. He's just quite young. I mean, which inevitably, which is why Jimenez came in and kind of replaced him again when he came fit. What the remarkable thing I think Marco Silva has done is got Jimenez his prowess back, got his confidence back, really, after that head injury suffered, obviously against Arsenal and David Luiz back in the day, the fractured skull, for the season and a half at Wolves, and then the first kind of 6 months or maybe full season at Fulham, Jimenez just didn't look like the same guy. Last season, we saw the Jimenez we saw that broke out on the Premier League stage with Wolverhampton a few years before that injury. And that's going to be huge for you guys, I think.
Marco does that. It's kind of his thing. What he does is he'll bring these players in, and he these guys that are kind of like in other clubs and they're kind of not doing that well, and he just rehabs players, and he's done it over and over and over again. He does it. He doesn't like young players generally, but like he'll bring these guys in from other clubs and he turn them into what they used to be, at least for a couple seasons.
So where do you finish? What is it with Fulham? Or Palace is always 12th. Fulham is either 11th or relegated. So what's
happening? I mean, I'm not worried about relegation this year.
Neither am I.
I think if we sign, we probably need another like defensive midfielder. I think actually we're looking at Zivchenko from you guys, and I think that who he played for Ukraine, he plays as like I think a 6 or an 8. So I think they want to. They're thinking
of an 8 for Ukraine, yeah.
Yep. So they're looking at bringing him as an 8, and I think if we sign that and maybe like a couple, like 1 or 2 wingers, and maybe a third, we need a third striker. I think comfortably like 8 to 12. I mean, somewhere in that range. I think it's honest. I think if we have a good season, 8. If I think we kind of do what we do, 12, 13. I mean, like I'm not worried about relegation. And if we had a cup run, I mean, we are what we are. I'm not, unrealistic. We're Fulham. We're going to be mid-table if we have a nice cup run. We did last year. We got to the quarterfinals against Palace, lost to Palace, and Palace won the FA Cup. We had some good wins. We take scalps. We did doubles over Newcastle, doubles over Forest. We did doubles over Brentford. We got wins against Chelsea and Spurs, and we get wins. It's exciting.
All right, I'm going to pull you up on the last one. Everybody won against Spurs last year.
Okay, but we beat Chelsea. We beat Chelsea at home on Boxing Day. We haven't done that in like 30 years. 30 years we haven't beat Chelsea at home. So I mean, we got wins. We have fun. We're not going to win. We're not going to win the league. I'm realistic. We're not going to. We maybe get into Europe. The Conference League maybe. But I mean, it's cup runs. It's scalps. That's what we play for.
Absolutely. All right, man. Thank you very much for joining us. Plug away anything you've got going on with anything Fulham locally. I don't know if you're part of the Fitz or not.
I am part of Fitz
because we are south of the Mason-Dixon line technically. And then any personal projects you got if you want.
Okay. So real quick, if you're local, the Fulham DC group gets together it's called Susie Q. It's down in the Navy Yard. They do that for match days. It's a lot of fun. They get probably 10 to 20 people show up. I am a member of Fitz, which is a kind of a weird supporter group. It is Fulham in the South. It started in Atlanta. We watch together on basically a group chat, like a Google Meet, and we get together and we watch games. So anybody can go on Twitter through Fitz of Fulham in the South, and you can message
Fulham in the South.
Yeah, good
Yep.
people.
You can message Jason, who I know has been on the show before, and Jay, local guy Jay, he's Fitz too. So we're a weird supporter group because we're all up and down the East Coast. We got members as far as like Boston and all the way down to Atlanta. So it's a little bit strange as far as supporters groups goes. But during COVID, they invited me on, and they're my Fulham family. So if you're a Fulham person, you're looking to watch matches, we get on. It's like being in a bar, but kind of hanging out in your house. It's
They invited us on.
Yeah.
We've watched matches with them
watched
before.
matches with
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
it's a
great
blast.
people,
It's a
lads.
blast. Anybody can come on. You don't have to be a Fulham supporter. We have all sorts of people on and we've had people as far as England and the Philippines and Italy, and people jump on all the time. So it's an interesting watch. It's a lot of fun.
Nice.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Brian, for hanging out. And now, Mr. Graham, we move on to the club everyone hates except for them.
Yeah, this might be the part I got outside smoke real quick.
Because they're
We all hate lead scum. We all hate lead scum.
Yeah, they are massive in their own minds.
That's
Leeds
true.
United, and of course our good friend Geckel, or if you know him, closely like we do, Geck. So Geck, since we last did the Getting to Know You show, any major moves? Have you kind of finally been able to sell off the players you were looking to move on from, things of that nature?
We've really done fuck all since I was last on, other than Mateo Joseph has officially gone out on loan to Mallorca. He was kind of being a nuisance in training and refused to go to Germany for preseason. So he wasn't going to start. So not a huge loss. He's always more one for the future. We do have Banford technically, but Farker told him he's not part of the plans. So he's off training on his own. Most everybody else who we would get rid of, we haven't officially gotten rid of yet. So we signed Lucas Perry. He's going to be our new goalkeeper, 6'5" Brazilian who came from Lyon. So Melier isn't out yet, but I assume that they have to be looking to sell him or loan him. And I think just for his own good, he needs to go to a new club.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Yes, absolutely. Now, is there anything that you're rumored to be signing, or anyone that you are like we really need to take care of this position right now?
I think we're a little short at left wing. For now, it's going to be Nanto's going to start, and Jack Harrison is one of the backups. I would like to get rid of him, as you and me and an Everton fan can agree. He's not really Premier League starter quality.
No.
If he was on the bench and didn't make noise, I think he'd be fine as a backup. So we had Manor Solomon last year as our starting left winger, and he was huge for us. He had some injury problems with Spurs. I know he went on loan to Fulham, was kind of hurt there also. So I think people kind of want him back, but we don't want to overpay because we still have that injury history lingering over him. I think we got lucky that he stayed healthy pretty much the whole season last year.
Right.
And then there were rumors about El Canus from Leicester that we were looking into triggering his automatic release, which I think was like 34 million or 24 million, something in that range. So I think if we got him, that would be a great signing, because Leicester were a dumpster fire last year, and he still had a pretty good accounting of himself.
Yeah, exactly. How do you think the team finishes up?
I think, like I said on the show a couple weeks ago, I thought that they would stay up and be in the 15th, 16th, 17th range, but they needed to shore up the attack, which they still haven't done yet, but it's still early. And then, so they open the season with Everton at home, which is a match I think they can get points from. And then you have at Arsenal and home Newcastle. So if you're not fully set, those are two games you're probably not getting points from anyways. So, but then after the international break, you got to hope that you're settled and people have had some time together and some training together. But I think they stay up. They were head and shoulders above Burnley and Sunderland, when you look at the XG numbers,
Mm-hmm.
it was they. I mean, they haven't tracked these numbers that long, but they had the best XG difference since they started tracking it, which was only about 6 years ago. So it doesn't mean a ton. But yeah, I think they stay up. I think a lot of teams in the mid-table did really well last year. It's going to be tough for them to be better than they were last year. And a lot of them have signed players, but they've lost players that are better and who are used to the league.
Very good. Dave, go ahead and plug away. Let everybody know where they can go see Leeds play locally.
Yeah, so in Baltimore, we meet at Barflies in Riverside, just kind of in between Locust Point and Fed Hill, if you know Baltimore. We have a Facebook group, Leeds United FC Baltimore Barflies, and there's a dash in there. But if you just search Leeds Baltimore Barflies, it'll pop up. We have a national site, luamericas.com. We have like 45 chapters. So anywhere you're close to, you can click on the city and it'll give you a logo and a bar and a contact. And then we have a Facebook group, Leeds United Americas, where people chat and post and stuff. So yeah, we're growing. We're not like an official with the club, but we're like we've got some good leadership, and we're doing we have an organized thing going.
Very good, man. Very, very good. Well, thank you very much, sir. And of course, if you want to hear a ton more about Leeds, we did the Getting to Know You show from a few weeks back. That's a lot more in depth. Honestly, it's all stuff we kind of already talked about. So it was kind of, wanted to have Dave on because I wanted to get his prediction on the team. But, it's hard to kind of, when your team doesn't go and sign anybody from when you record the show to when you do the next show, it's kind of hard to talk about stuff, right?
Absolutely, it is.
So thank you very much, Geck. Appreciate it.
And then any visiting fans who don't maybe not have a club bar in the Baltimore area, if you're playing Leeds, you're more than welcome to show up to Barflies.
Killer
we won't drag you too much.
Killer fucking pizza there.
Absolutely, yeah, very good food.
All right, Mr. Graham, can we just go ahead and skip over the next club? I
wouldn't mind it, to be honest with you.
I know, but you got to go ahead and do it. So go.
I know I've got to talk about it. So the reigning Premier League champions, and besides Leeds, some of the most insufferable cunts in the entire Premier League, Liverpool Football Club, Mr. Russ, the DU football show's HR.
Yes, he is.
Is here. He is our resident HR man. Even though he's a street salesman like us, that decided to take a very lucrative inside job back in the day.
Yeah.
How you doing?
That paid off really well for me.
How you doing, my friend? Good. So obviously strengthening from a position of strength. Your incomings have been very much better than your outgoings. And actually have strengthened your club, so much so that you lost to Crystal Palace on Sunday. So why don't you tell us about some of those players you brought in?
We brought in Frimpong, which was a great almost like for like dollar sale with Quanish going back to the club that we pulled him from. So we got a backup goalkeeper, we got midfielder, winger, and Wirtz. Kirk has left back. Another backup goalkeeper from Preston on a free, which was a rarity for our pickups this summer, and Ateke, which is another great little addition up front. So
yeah, obviously
definitely makes up.
Pong scoring. One was on purpose, one wasn't. On Sunday against Palace. The new signings seem to be hitting the ground running. I mean, and Florian Wirtz obviously getting the assist, the 116 million pound man, getting the assist for Ekatike's goal, which looks to be a promising partnership from what little I saw on Sunday.
That is true, and I just love how he chose the number 22 to kind of go right along with his name, forward and backwards the same. So
yeah,
I thought that was very clever.
It's a palindrome, isn't it? Isn't that what it is?
Yeah, palindrome.
Yeah, there you go. I believe he is the 6th player palindrome in the Premier League, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. There you go. Good stuff. Well done. Are you repeating? What do you think?
After seeing, I think there's still some additions, but I like how they're going out and spending the money this summer as opposed to next summer where you have to pay the World Cup fee on everyone. So it's like they're playing the long game, taking the hit now so they don't have to pay the extra fee next year. But And they're still working on. I think they could add 2 or 3 more players before this window closes.
I mean,
I know,
obviously, the big one being talked about is Isaac. That's the elephant in the room, right? Do you think you actually prize him away from Newcastle? Because it looks like after being rejected by the 472nd striker, I'm waiting for the phone to ring, to be completely honest with you. I know my brother Brian is too, after playing against DC United for Christos, waiting for the phone to ring from Eddie Howe. But after everybody seems to be rejecting them, they may have to force Isaac to stay and somehow try to get him to bed back into the team, and you may miss out on him. But we saw the performance on Sunday. Ekitike looks a player. He looks pretty good. And then Darwin Nunez leaving, going to Saudi for decent money. And
I love how in his first match there, he missed the post and actually hit the net. So that was kind of a strange sighting, I thought.
Yeah, absolutely. It sure is. The Saudi sun does something to people, it's not too shabby.
Saudi money.
I mean, it's hard to say, right? We've added what seems like the goals that we needed to overtake you, right? You lost Luis Diaz, obviously a lot of industry, final product, not great. We added some steel in midfield. You already had that steel. You replaced Trent Alexander-Arnold with somebody that looks like he can defend better, and you didn't miss much going forward. I think it's going to be you and I toe-to-toe again come the end of the season. And some of my players are Premier League unproven, and your guys are Premier League proven, really. So I mean, it's hard to say that I concede it already, obviously, but it looks a big task to overtake Liverpool at this stage.
They definitely added, and I haven't seen this kind of addition to the team in years. Like at the end of Klopp, they weren't adding anyone. It was just keep the same team. Maybe people coming and going this summer was shocking.
Absolutely.
I wasn't expecting that.
And keeping Mo Salah, of course, is fucking massive. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah.
So where can everyone find you and find anything Liverpool in the area, sir, or Liverpool in America in general on the interwebs? Go ahead and plug away.
The best thing is just hop online. Unfortunately, 90% of the time when they play on Sundays, I'm having to watch it on my phone sitting in the back of church. But I've gotten into a few of the local places. I've been down to DC. Can't remember the name of that place. That was fun Sunday.
Queen Vic.
Queen Vic, yeah. But they just have a supporters club now in Narnia. I just saw it online. So let me tell our fans out there in Narnia that they're there.
For those that don't know, that's Wilmington, North Carolina, because I didn't believe it existed.
Excellent.
So well done, my friend. Thank you very much, as always, for coming on. We love you, and keep your eyes on the old interwebs and make sure everything's appropriate.
Yeah, that's why I'm here. I'm probably the safest one out of you four.
Oh, definitely.
100%.
All right. So obviously we already did Manchester City. Ray had a family emergency for Manchester United, is not able to do it. I don't want to lessen the bit we're going to do in a few teams. So very simply put, it feels like Manchester United is doing what they always do, which is throw money at the problem. Yet they say they don't have any fucking money. Like, it makes no sense.
They will have PSR concerns, but obviously adding Cunha and Embuemo are huge.
Yeah.
For them. Rasmus Højlund says he wants to stay and fight for his place, but then they go and buy Šeško. Now, who's the latest addition? First match looks like it's going to be the opener against Arsenal. But Højlund's on the chopping block for 40 million now.
Right.
It's what they did not do was address the issues in their defense, which is a problem for them. I was convinced, I told you this earlier, when Gabriel did not start on Wednesday in our preseason game against Villarreal, that we were just going to win on Sunday 5-4.
Right.
Now that Gabriel's fit, I don't think Šeško is going to be able to. I think he was carrying a bit of an injury during the summer anyway. I don't think he might not be fully fit. He may play a partial role. He may start, just not be fully fit.
Yeah.
On Sunday. He's only got a week to bed into the system anyway. Famously this season, my system is difficult to play, Ruben Amorim says frequently. Haven't had time to work with the players. So I'm vastly more confident. Gorkarez got off the mark on Saturday for us. So in their final preseason game, they conceded an equalizer to you all by smashing a United defender, smashing the ball off of his own teammate and carooning over the goalkeeper's head into the back of the net.
Yes.
Need I say more?
But they won the Premier League summer tour tournament, though.
Need it with a draw. They're so good. They won by drawing.
Yeah, exactly.
Need I say more about it?
Nothing more to say. It is.
They're going to start 0-1.
It is now time to move on to my brother from another mother, the smoothest motherfucking pipes
my
in the business.
Second nemesis.
Yeah, well, you got 3 nemesises, the nemesi. You got
it seems to be a common denominator.
Brad,
yeah,
well, yeah, exactly. It's the stupid gooner, but 1/3 of the middle class holes, of course. My fellow brother of the drip, Mr. Giannis. How the fuck are you, good sir?
I'm well. How are you? Good to see everybody. Good to be back. Another season awaits us. If we're doing this song and dance, it means good times approach. So yeah, I love it.
So we haven't used the term dumpster fire since Mike Ashley, right? But apparently nobody wants to play for your team and be there. So I kind of feel like if we look at the dumpster off in the distance, it feels like it's glowing a little bit. It just seems like there's some little bit of yellow light coming out of the dumpster there right now. What the fuck is going on?
I'm really like, why did we even try for Champions League? What was the point? Like, yeah, I don't know, man.
It's been Champions League. You lost to us.
It's been, well, yeah, exactly. Maybe we knew we were trying. We just couldn't pull it off. But yeah, I don't know, man. What is there to say really, other than I actually, Graham, check my team name because I just registered for the league. Is Mike Ashley back? Is the name of the team? So yeah, man, it is what it is. It started off kind of hot. We got Anthony Alonga, and it was like, cool. That's an area we needed to strengthen. I like that. Now I don't like that so much because who's he sending them to?
Right.
But yeah, it is what it is. I think we're in a weird little spot where we don't have to sell, but if we get the pieces that we need that kind of fill the gap and we get a reasonable offer, we'll get rid. Because I don't think Eddie and anybody in the hierarchies want to say, hey, we've pretty much upset this whole summer here. We don't really want you around anymore, but we will keep your fucking ass. Don't play with us. But yeah, It is what it is at this point. It sounds like Malik Chow from AC Milan's coming in. That sounds like his medical went well today. So I think announcement tomorrow. That's fucking finally somebody else. We need a center back, young, talented. I think that works. Right-sided center back too. So that helps because Shar is getting up there. So yeah, other than that, we'll see what the fuck happens. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine up front. It's probably gonna be fucking Harvey Barnes against Villa, so that'll be cool.
Do you think you're gonna pull Wisa away from Brentford? Do you think that's gonna happen?
I don't know because they seem as stubborn as we are on this whole striker thing. Which fair. You don't got nobody. We let Callum Wilson limp out the door. God,
yeah.
Never thought I'd be fucking ruining that day. But fucking here we are. So yeah, and I'm optimistic as everybody. You know how I come into these things. But yeah, I think
scale. Do you think he's going to be taking over for Pope? I know they've been kind of looking to move on from Pope as the starting keeper, and I know that there was interest in Trafford, but then Trafford ends up going back to City. Like, where does that sit for you with the keeper position?
Yeah, that whole fucking debacle. Jesus Christ. Just keep reminding me.
I told you that dumpster is glowing, motherfucker. It is glowing.
Yeah. that Paul Mitchell guy who was with us for less than a year did a fucking number on the front office. I'll tell you that. But Yeah, I think maybe. I don't know. I haven't seen enough of Ramsdale. I used to just shit on him all the time for shits and gigs. But I know he's a talented guy. I think he's more the speed that Eddie wants. He's Eddie's been kind of always kind of looking around Nick Pope. He's like, all right, well, you're good, but I know there's something up on the top shelf that I'm just not seeing. If I had a step stool, I could fucking find some. I know. I don't know why. I don't mind Nick Pope. I'm just saying. Fuck it. I think that's Eddie. Eddie's been looking that way for a little while.
Pope's an excellent shot stopper.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But Ramsdale
yeah. Oh, 100%.
Loads better.
Yeah, I think Ramsdale seems to be a more complete.
He's younger and also a good shot stopper, but he's also a great vibes guy. Everyone in the squad fucking loves this dude.
He already gave his top to a little Jordy kid who like fell and busted his face because he's an idiot.
Exactly. That's what I'm
Look at
about.
that. Boom, done. That's all you know. What fucking gratuitous fucking kindness goes a long way in the Northeast. Just fucking throw a couple shirts at a kid, you're good to go. So
Exactly.
yeah, I think that's probably the move you will see. I think we shipped off that Greek guy who we got fleeced for in that whole Nottingham Forest thing with Elliot Anderson and all that good jazz last summer. I think we sent him off somewhere to, I don't know, pay his salary to live in fucking somewhere else. So yeah, that's cool. It's been a great summer is all I'm saying, if you can hear it in my tone.
So where do you finish? How does this play out for you? I think Champions League is really going to be daunting, considering that you just really haven't gained any depth.
So here's the thing. That's true. You're 100% right. Thank you for reminding me of that. So we get to do that whole thing again and hopefully stay a little healthier. I think we are a stronger side, obviously, than the team that went there 2 years ago. So my honest assessment is that we actually do a little better and play more football, which sucks for us because we didn't do anything this summer. So there's that. So we'll see how that plays out. But I think we're good enough if we can fucking hang tight and maybe fucking get something done this summer. If we do ship or in January when we're gonna have to pay over the fucking moon, but hopefully we'll have some ESAC money in our back pocket to burn. And we fucking finish in the top 10 would be ideal. That's just me being a pragmatist. Probably slip a little bit. We could. It could be 12. But I think top 10. The team's good enough. I would almost say let's just get on out of that Champions League when we can.
The biggest problem is part of their brand is being extra physical, and the only two positions on the field that they have multiple people in are the two wings.
Yep, that's it.
Everybody else, it's a massive drop off, really, to your bench player.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's the scary bit. So you're right. If you stay healthy, you got a decent shot at finishing top 8 again. I'm with you. Yeah. If you find yourself in them injuries, it could be a long road.
All right, Alan, plug away, brother.
At Mobtown Magpies, Instagram, Twitter. That's the Toon Army Baltimore pages. There's also Toon Army Baltimore on Facebook. We are officially an official supporters club, recognized by Newcastle United. So hey, that's a thing. That's a thing that they did finally. That we did.
Celebration.
But yes, 100%. I need you to come down with the mask on now. Give you a fucking good one, you son of a bitch. But no, so that's a thing they did. The club finally did it. We've been doing it ourselves for 20 years now or whatever. But hey, appreciate it. They sent us a flag. That's nice. We're at the Abbey in Mount Washington. So come join us. We are not like those gooners who tell you to get the fuck out of our pub. Maybe sometimes depends on how loud you get, but come on down, check us out. I think we got to do a live Tyne-Weir Derby this year, we'll talk about that. But come out and see us. Oh, and the Middle Class Holes, please check us out. All your favorite streaming platforms, social media platforms. The Middle Class Holes, just Google it, type it into your search bars. We talk about random shit, politics, today's news, fucking butt and fart jokes and poop jokes. That's always standard fare. So come on, give us a listen.
Real quick. I own a Sunderland shirt. I don't know if you know.
You?
I used to collect shirts, and I was walking through when Marshall's first opened up in Bowie. I was walking through because they have deals. and I found a Sunderland shirt, and it's an authentic shirt. I think one of the lines is a little squiggly. And I might write Granit Xhaka's name on the back of it and wear it to that nightmare derby.
Please do. I was gonna say, unless it's a Lee Cattermole, then yeah.
Are you gonna hold on to that shirt until you die?
No, probably not.
No. If it's any consolation, I found my first Newcastle shirt.
I don't really care about it. That's why I'm drawing it with a marker.
So, Alan, I need you to hang tight because in 2 moments you're going to get to talk about a club, and you'll be far more animated and happy to talk about. It'll be great.
No, I gotta look at what they did. I don't even know what they did. All right, yeah, go.
All righty, very good, Mr. Graham. Keep the ball rolling.
All right, so our Sunderland guy was on a plane, and because he does not have Elon Musk's internet connection, could not join us for this show.
No, we've got somebody else to talk to first. We've got Mel's future ex-husband.
Where are we going? I skipped. I already crossed it out because I was so excited to talk about him. Jesus Christ!
Alphabetical order.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
No, I already crossed it out for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I didn't want to talk to him.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm just kidding. It's Mark from Nottingham Forest, my friend. Big transfer saga surrounding Morton Gibbs-White this summer, obviously, and he decided to sign a new contract and not be a rat like half of the Premier League is from the reports I've seen this summer. What else has happened? Obviously, we lost Alanga, we just spoke about, but what else is going on ins and outs?
Real quick before you even get to what a fucking season last year, Mark. Holy shit.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
You have to be buzzing from that fucking year, right?
Especially beating Palace out in court.
It was fantastic. I mean, obviously, far and beyond our expectations last season. It was the Forest of old. It was the Forest I came up with. I have friends to this day who are like, why do you support Nottingham Forest? Of all the teams you could support, you're not even from Nottingham originally, despite the fact I lived there for many years. And the reason is because this is what Forest used to be. This is what Forest used to do. We used to punch above our weight. We used to take down the big guns who, when I was a kid, were the Manchester Uniteds and the Liverpools of this world. And so, yeah, it was glorious. And not just glorious as a Forest fan to see that, but glorious for a whole new generation to experience that. That's what I was so excited about. One of the guys I podcast with back in the UK, as a young whippersnapper, 21 years old, never seen anything like this, Sam. So for a new generation to have that experience was fantastic.
My favorite bit was the chants back and forth between City supporters a couple of seasons ago and Forest supporters of we've won the Champions League, you'll never win that, blah blah blah, and then they responded with, you're not old enough to have seen it happen. Essentially.
Yeah, speaking of which, I still have my first ever Forest jersey. I'm so old, it's made of papyrus.
That's good stuff.
As far as
transfer, I wanted to
that's
make sure
fair
we
news.
Acknowledge the season they had because it is worth mentioning.
It just finished with the most Karen thing ever, so it didn't feel right bringing that part of it.
Yeah, fair.
And honestly, I really genuinely, and I went on record on the podcast I just mentioned saying I didn't want Forest to make the Champions League. We weren't ready. It was too heavy of a lift. It was too big of a delta to have to close. But I really wanted us to be in Europa and not Conference League, ideally. So the season did end with a minor whimper, but we're back in Europe for the first time in 30 years, right? So beggars can't be choosers. So to have what happened here recently...
You have a legitimate chance of winning.
Well, I think they have a chance of winning Europa as well, but either of those competitions, I think if you're a team like Forest, or to be fair, a Palace or a West Ham, or any team of kind of that ilk, I think you go into those competitions feeling punchy, feeling like you have a chance. So
exactly.
As we've been routinely swearing this evening, I saw this on Twitter tonight, and I have to share this with you guys. So I apologize up front that I'll be singing, or at least this is me trying to sing, but I have to share this. This is brilliant. So Forest and Palace fans will be meeting each other on the 21st of August. No, excuse me, my apologies. Palace will be welcoming Midtjylland, their Conference League opposition, on the 21st of August. They then welcome Forest to Selhurst Park 3 days later before 4 days after that playing the return leg in the Conference League, right? So Forest are sandwiched in between those two horrendous Conference League fixtures. And so this hit Twitter. This apparently is bants that the Forest fans are going to throw at Palace on that game on the, whatever that was, the 24th. Is this the way into Europa? You thought we'd have a big night in Roma, but Stevie Parish fucked you over. Now Kazakhstan waits for you. Love that.
That's brilliant. That is good.
Well, and it be noted, the first time Mark did our 20 for 20 show, he did sing all of his transfers to Billy Joel's "We Didn't Start the Fire" because
I forgot that.
Did buy 465 players.
But didn't he also do that from a McDonald's parking lot because his power was out and he didn't have internet?
That was just our getting to know you show. The other one,
right. Okay.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Now let's get back to the signings. All the signings and departures, please.
Sure. So departures, Danilo left for 18 mil, Alanga, the aforementioned Alanga, for 55. That was good business. We purchased him, I want to say, for 15-ish from Man United a couple of seasons ago, or season earlier. Matt Turner, the much maligned, although I loved having Turner on the back of a Forest shirt for the first time ever. But he was turfed out. Omar Bamadeli, I'm glad he's gone because his name's too difficult to say. Got 7 for him. Sosa shipped out for 10. O'Brien for 3. So about 100 million quid. And then so far, Forest have done pretty good business. For the price of an Alanga, they've brought in 4 players. Dan Ndoye, who is a Swiss international, came from Bologna. Featured very heavily in the last European Championships, scored a banger against Germany, can play anywhere across the front line as well as attacking right back. Igor Jesus, Brazil's number 9, who again showed up at the recent Club World Cup. Yeah, that's right. I can never get that right. And also was one of the standout players as well. From Brazil, Jair Cunha, who's a 6'6" centre-back, 20 years old. Lots of upside with him, just as with Murillo. And finally, Angus Gunn, the well-travelled goalkeeper, who, I've got to share this with you. This is brilliant. He's basically been brought in as cover because Wayne Hennessy has now retired and actually moved to our coaching staff. But this is Alex Gunn's international career. This is fantastic. This shows how smartest player in football. England U16, England U17, England U19, England U20, England U21, Scotland.
Yeah.
I mean, the fella went, you know what? There's no way I'm breaking through here.
Absolutely. 100%.
So let me just do a quick whoopsie here and flip over. So, yep, love that.
That's fantastic. So with all of that, what happens? Obviously, the Gibbs White transfer not happening is a huge boost, but kind of a linchpin, obviously, and talismanic player for you all. Where do you finish? You still have the big, meaty, dumb-looking face and forehead of Chris Wood up front. So where do you finish? What happens with this European campaign coming up as well, being stretched a bit thin in spaces? What happens?
Yeah, there's no doubt we're going to be stretched thin. I mean, we needed to add players. I've just given you the list of players we let go. We've only brought in 4 at this point. There's a lot of noise. And by the time this podcast goes out, I think Forest will have confirmed the signature of McAtee from Man City, which would be a huge pickup. I mean, he's an absolute talent. And giving him a season's worth of first-team football before we inevitably have to sell Morgan Gibbs-White next year. And I think McAtee then is a ready-made replacement. Also, a lot of talk around Adama Traore from Wolves, from Fulham, formerly of Wolves, of course, where he worked with Nuno. And so we of course, have that link as well. So if we could get Traore in, just to add depth, I think we'd be in better shape. But assuming we get another 2 or 3 signings, last season we finished 7th. Now we have a European campaign. We struggled to score in the preseason, but what can you really garner from preseason? I'd be happy with a mid-table finish. I think if Forest end up 10th, get another good cup run under their belt, regardless of which cup it is, then I think that'll be another great season for the Garibaldi.
Nice. Awesome. Well, Mark, thank you as always. Always a pleasure to talk to you, my friend. Please plug away any of your North American Nottingham Forest things and personal projects you'd like to talk about.
Sure. So Mel and I have a TikTok channel where we just basically make out. So if you want to sign up to that, that'd be great.
At OnlyFans Forest Villa. No, can't see the villa through the forest.
Oh, hey!
Can't see the villa through the forest.
I love it. Fantastic. So 3 things very quickly. I'm part of the Nottingham Forest North American Supporters Group, NFFCNA. I always struggle to say that, but if you Google that and you look around the Twitters and Instagrams and whatnot, you'll find evidence of us. Very vibrant, multiple chapters across the US. We actually get together in person every year, pick a city and show up to watch a Forest game, although the running joke is all of our games get moved. So I'm not sure how many of them we've actually seen in person together at this point, but nevertheless, good group of guys. I also co-host a podcast out of the UK called Garibaldi Red, which is hosted by Max Hayes, who works on and off of the BBC, does some freelance stuff. And so I support that podcast. But again, you can find that just Googling Garibaldi Red. And then finally, just to take a bit of a slightly serious turn, I've been podcasting for forever, but everything I've done has been around sports or comedy or whatever it may be. Very just kind of light, but I also work in the public education space, and I feel like our public education system has been under assault here. I mean, for a long time, but very aggressively in the last 6 months. And so in order to try and address that and give a platform to our public educators who are freaking heroes, I created a podcast called Educate Me. You can find it. It has an exclamation mark at the end. So educate, separate word, obviously me, exclamation mark. It's a newly launched podcast. I'm 2 episodes in. I've got several others in the hopper, but it's an opportunity for our leaders in public education to talk about their experiences as students and then how they're giving back now to the system as adults to help the next generation. And I think it's pretty neat. So if you'd like to check that out too, thank you.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Thank you. That's
very well
fabulous.
done. That's great, man.
No worries. Cheers. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you and Mal most of all. Mwah.
Thanks as always, man.
Very good. Now we get to do one of our personal favorite bits. This happened a long time ago when Paul one time accidentally couldn't make it. We allowed,
not accidentally. It was late. Late disappointment. Yeah.
And we let Brad, the Crystal Palace supporter, talk about his arch rivals, Brighton,
and their summer.
And Chris is in the air. We already did the Getting to Know You show with Sunderland with him and his dad. It was fantastic. So you got to learn a lot about the Black Cats already.
And I completely buried the lead already. Yeah.
But it is only fair that we then allow the Newcastle supporter to talk about Sunderland, because for those who don't know, the Tyneware Derby is a no fucking around derby. It is, in my opinion, it's a fucking top 5.
Yeah.
It is
top 5 Britain derby.
Easy.
Top 5 British derby.
It is a massive fucking derby.
It's up there.
And Alan, I just want to let you know, Chris's quote exactly when I told him this, he goes, "Great, at least he'll have something to fucking talk about since his club hasn't signed anybody." So
yeah, I mean that's a fair point. I mean, that you know me, man. That's facts. I can't deny that. But I mean, it's talking about Habib Diarra or Simon Adingra fucking really worth talking about? No, it's really not. You know, like Graham said earlier, fucking Granite Xhaka put it on the back of a shirt. That's all you fucking got. And he's like, I don't know.
Graham, you have
probably like fucking my age at this point.
Are you gonna hold on to it until you die? Get it?
Yeah, the show. Yeah,
I didn't know if you got the joke.
No, because I'm Arsenal till I die.
Yeah, they've signed. Look, hey, kudos to them. They've signed in basically every position.
Graham explains jokes. Do you get it? Do you get it?
Yes.
Ridiculous.
She's
anyway.
Please. Here's the thing I've got for you, Alan.
Yes. Gun
to your head. You're fucking happy they are up, aren't you?
Oh yeah, I'm so excited. We're going over just after the first one in December.
Okay.
But Kelly she was like, I don't care if we get tickets. We're going to the home one in March. And I was like, okay, if you say so. So I'm very excited. I mean, I'm putting 6 points on the board. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. So they could sign 2 more people at every position for all I fucking care. They're terrible. They're really just holding up the table. Let's be honest. So it's just gonna stay there. It's fine. I'm so excited for this. Like I said earlier, we have to do a fucking live show. I feel like it's a must. Please bring the horse head. I might really punch you though, Sam.
I'll bring the Pickford shirt and do the short arms again and try to. Yeah,
there might be a T-Rex costume.
I'm sure. I'm sure Billy will bring his special friend. The what was it?
Katniss never cream.
Yeah, that's it.
Listen,
never win.
Listen.
Yeah.
In all honesty, I'm gonna take my black and white glasses off. I'm happy. It's a long spell down there. What they get down there? League One?
Yeah, League One.
Got down to League One. Fucking hell. Yeah, man. Hey, it's good to be back. The fucking cheesy chip sales
documentary telling you how shit they were to get to that point, to make the money enough to spend the money to buy players to get back up to where they needed to be.
They had to tell a sob story.
Do you think this team, Alan, can stay up? Do you think it feels like there's some weak spots in the Prem this time, like there wasn't last season.
Before you answer, Granit Xhaka is ranked number 30 in the Ballon d'Or voting at the moment.
Is he really?
Yes, sir, he is. Thank you very much. Go fuck yourself.
Could you imagine?
But everything now is dystopian. So
he has just a fucking word.
We're in fantasy land, brother. I have no idea.
He has a fucking just a worldy. He goes to what fucking wherever they give away the Ballon d'Or, somewhere in Sweden, probably. Fucking goes to Prague, fucking in a Sunderland shirt. Can you fucking believe it? Oh my god. Hey man, nope. I don't think. I don't know. I don't know enough about him. Let me be real. I won't fucking absolutely shit on him.
Chance of staying up.
They might actually. I have no idea about you teams that came up. No offense to y'all. So maybe I don't know. They signed a bunch of guys. Probably not.
There's a specific reason I say that. They've signed young, right? So and they've signed depth. Players that show a lot of promise. If Labrie can put it together, I think they've got a 15th place finish on their hands. I think I'm very worried about West Ham, who will come on to, obviously. I'm very worried for Brentford with losing everyone and a first-time manager. Those are the 2 question marks of established Premier League players. The Leeds, I think, have the squad to do it. I'm worried about Farke personally because of what we saw last time. So of these teams, and then Burnley, I just think obviously Scott Parker's come on. So I'm worried for Burnley. Obviously, even Pastor Daddy said that he thinks they might be footing the table up. So I think Sunderland have the best chance of staying up preseason, just kind of on vibes. That's my feeling about it. But we'll see.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you very much, Alan, for doing your arch.
Nothing to plug. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't buy a shirt
anywhere. Actually,
who fucking sponsors something like Hummel? Some bullshit. Get out of here.
We have 3 more clubs to go, and one of them is not going to make it. So, Mr. Graham, you get to do the honors of talking to your buddy.
I get to talk to Mr. Mark, my friend from the old Spurs. How you doing today, bud?
Yeah, not too bad. Sam, how you doing, mate?
Doing all right. So you've lifted your first trophy since color TVs were invented. Well done. How did that feel last season?
Oh, absolutely wonderful. It was a nice experience, and I'll make the most of it. Seeing as you haven't seen one for a little while, I'll keep that going.
One could argue that the FA Cup is bigger than the Europa League, but that's fine. No problems there. Obviously, a massive summer for old Tottenham. Letting go of Ange, who much like West Ham and David Moyes, let them go after winning that trophy. What is Thomas Frank going to bring? And then besides all of these players, obviously you've signed a decent amount of players, and then also lost one to a major injury who should be very important for you. What's going on with this summer, ins and outs and bits and bobs?
I'm not 100% behind all the ins so far. I'm not so sure about Matthias Tell. I'm not sure he's as good as they put him out to be. Some of the other ones are a little bit young to be able to really tell anything about them at the moment. But as bad as it is, and as old as some of the players have gone, like I don't rate Madison as a lot of other people do as far as him controlling the game. I just don't think he does enough.
He does go missing a bit.
Well, and then the injury, so it doesn't.
Well, now it was
He's
ACL. Yeah, he's done essentially for the year. But even last season, I mean, he had a horrible patch of form for a sustained period of time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he just. I think he tried to hype his name up when he weren't even as good as what they made him out to be, and it's such a letdown. And then seeing that we were going to get Morgan Gibbs and then that blow out the window, that was a big letdown because I thought he would take over Madison in a big way. But unfortunately, that's not going to happen. And now we seem to be pulling at strings to try and get anyone just to fill that void. So it's a big shame, really, because I don't know. I just don't see anything happening this season because it's his first season in charge and he's got to find out who fits what position and where it works.
I got to tell you, Graham, I was completely surprised to hear that ultimately we were going to be getting Grealish because the minute Madison went down, I went, Grealish is going to Tottenham. He would fit Tottenham.
And especially under a manager like Thomas Frank,
yeah.
Right? What you have to really worry about and what's been levied at them for years was, and Alan's been through it with Mike Ashley, right? Is Daniel Levy's purse strings are tight.
Mm-hmm.
He got $100 million for Harry Kane a couple of years ago. What has he done with it?
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
He's done absolutely nothing with it.
Did you see the comment that he made that everyone will respect him when he leaves? Well, everyone's gonna because they couldn't wait for him to leave.
I'd be happy to write something nice on his tombstone.
As much as he's turned into a good business, he hasn't done it for the fan side of it. He's only done it for himself. So it's and Sam, getting back to Grealish, as much as he's the style of Tottenham, I don't think he's another Maddison to me. He blows hot and cold, and he's too inconsistent.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
So, with all of that, obviously, what happens this season? You have the Champions League campaign to worry about. It doesn't seem like you're signing many more, if any more, players, which means the squad's going to be running a bit thin. Now, Thomas Frank has a better injury record with his squads previously than Ange did. So that bodes well for you. But where do you finish? What happens with all of these various things going on surrounding the club? What is your league form going to pick up? Because you can't really get much worse than 17th or whatever it was you were last season.
No, that's very true. As far as position wise, I top 10 I'd be happy with, being that it is his first season. If we can stay injury free, the defense could surely sturdy up a lot more, which would be great. Well, it depends on if Romero stays or not, but that's another thing. But yeah, top 10 Champions League. I'm going to surprise you, Sam. We're going to go to the knockout stage, and I'll be very happy with that. But it does dishearten me to hear that he's letting a lot of these talented players go out on loan when I think he should be giving them a chance.
Yeah, I understand that. I understand that a lot. It's always tough, especially with somebody like Daniel Levy in charge. Mark, is there anything you want to plug? Spurs locally, anywhere people can watch games or join in conversations online or anything?
Be honest with you, Sam, I'm a little bit old for that, so I don't do none of that stuff. So all I'm going to plug is we're going to do the Gooners this year, the double. So suck that large one.
Come on, man.
Love it.
Brother, thank you so much for
Sam,
joining us as always.
Before I go, mate, your coach is going to be the next one fired because he's bought all these players and he's relying so much on that Godrich or whatever his name is, the striker. As soon as he gets injured, you'll be back to square one again. Shit.
Our shit was second place.
That's no good. You didn't get nothing, did you?
Cheers, man.
We got a little trophy.
All right.
All right, man. I appreciate it. I'll talk to you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's nice speaking to you guys. Take it easy.
Hey, good, Mark. All right. So, Mr. Graham, the James couldn't make it today for West Ham. Unfortunately, he messaged me during the show. I don't want to get too much into it because, frankly, we're getting close to 3 hours, and I want to get to Danny. There's got to be concerns. They really haven't picked up anybody. Colin Wilson is not the fucking answer, and this team could be in real fucking trouble.
Oh yeah, they're in big trouble.
Yeah,
big trouble.
Yep,
they're in big trouble.
So
that's all we have to talk about them.
Yeah, that's it. They're in real trouble. They're in real fucking trouble, and it doesn't matter what Graham Potter does. They're in fucking real trouble.
Mm-hmm.
All right, as always. The man, the myth, the legend, the one who is one of the first ones on the Zoom, stays here for the whole
time
fucking thing.
I reckon he's gonna do injury time when I roll the fuck out of here.
No, he's doing injury time. There's no doubt about it. He's doing injury time. I guarantee you, he's had some beers and he wants to fucking talk about it.
Here's the point. You know what? He gets the point. He shows up on time. He stays for the whole fucking thing. Now it's time for the pints.
Yep, exactly. So
there's the points in the pints.
So, Danny, a weird year, right? For you guys, it started off horrifically, but a nice, ultimately very comfortably safe as far as the relegation battle went. Bringing in Victor really changed everything. Honestly, it just seemed like a grown-up was running your defense, and you guys stopped leaking goals is ultimately what it came to, and that's why you survived. And let's face it, the three teams that got promoted were dog shit last year too. That helps a lot.
Yes, it does. It should be maybe a little bit of a mention for the fact that, as always, after the fact, we learn more about the past transfer windows, and the center back that Gary O'Neill wanted didn't come in until January after he was already gone. So there's a bit of that too. But I think, we all felt by the time that Gary O'Neill left that it was about 5 games too late, and that he was operating in a pretty naive way anyway. So I'm not sure that the center back would have actually helped much. But yeah, there's a lot of belief around the head coach, certainly. Just like a fairly pragmatic way of playing, and just getting a lot out of not very much.
And also first impressions, honestly, it's going to be a scrap this year. It feels like for you guys. And yes, you got Strand Larson on a permanent, which is nice, but you also lost the 2 people who were going to get him the fucking ball. And it doesn't seem like there's been much action. Kind of talk a little bit about the comings and goings of the squad so far this summer.
Yeah, absolutely. I imagine producer Mel just has, a running clip of all the previous ones you've done, Fulham, Brentford, Newcastle. You can just replay those clips over and over again, how we don't have any signings and our manager is complaining about it. None of this stuff has happened yet. It's all the same at Wolves. There's a lot of things that go into this. I think Wolves fans are particularly pessimistic just because they think that this is kind of a pattern that we've seen with our ownership over the last several years. It's feels like Mike Ashley Newcastle territory. And added to that, the weird complexity of the fact that our owner seems to be very comfortable spending money when it's a Mendes client, but not when it's, a pragmatic choice from the championship or something. So there's always a bit of kind of like weird transfer news where you think that something sounds pretty good and then it's probably not going to happen because they're not coming from Portugal or Spain. But yeah, so in terms of the actual transfer dealings we've done a lot of clearing out deadwood. I won't even go through the whole list. But we had a lot of players who are lingering around, young players who needed to go out on loan, players who weren't going to be happy sitting on the bench, and a lot of them have moved on, and I would expect that more move on in the last few weeks. Pour one out, RIP to all of your Wang jokes, because it's very possible that Wang ends up somewhere else. Not quite sure
Well,
yet.
Hey, Wang
Yeah.
often does end up somewhere else, which is why the
Yeah.
divorce rate's about 57%.
In places you might not expect. But
That's happened to me, you know?
yeah, but it's also, I think, not out of the question that he could stay and be a backup. I mean, that's, I think, part of the sort of nervousness of Wolves fans is that we're getting rid of a lot of players, and some of them would be useful backups to what is like a pretty decent spine to a team. Probably have two of the best defensive midfielders in the league.
Agreed.
But, you know, and that's great, but like, how are you going to score goals? So anyway, in terms of
especially
incomings,
now with Ain't Nuri, I'm like, he was the best number 10 left back that's ever existed.
yeah, I mean,
He
I don't want to
created
take too
so
much
many
time.
opportunities for you all.
Yeah, I don't want to take too much time talking about Ain't Nuri because I'm going to do it again 2 days from now when I'm with Crunk Chocolate on Shades of Blue. But I mean, Ain't Nuri is just, he's not a player that you replace. He's just one of those people that is so unique in what he does, for better and for worse. I mean, you know, he's got his shortcomings, but you don't go out and buy a replacement for Ain't Nuri. And the replacement we got, so a Norwegian David Wolfe, which is a great name to come into our club, you know, is a much more, I think, simple kind of player. He is going to put in 7 out of 10 performances. He is not going to do the things that Ain't Nuri does. I can promise you that. So, I mean, you know, that could be a good thing too. He knows Strand Larson from the national team. He can provide assists for him. He already has, you know, like, you know, these things can be true, but yeah, losing Ain't Nuri is a big loss just in terms of getting the ball up the pitch, creativity. He also, I mean, something that was under discussed at the time, especially outside of Wolves circles, is Ain't Nuri is like a cheat code for escaping pressure. So, you know, if you have a shaky left center back, which we kind of do, we really like him, and he's, I think, a very good underrated center back. But, you know, Ain't Nuri allowed him to play because you can give the ball to Ain't Nuri with 3 players around him and he'll somehow get out of it. Well, you don't have that anymore. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done. And like all the mid-table clubs that I referenced at the beginning of this, it mostly hasn't been done. The one exciting thing is John Arias, the Colombian player, coming in from Fluminense after a really great Club World Cup appearance. People are really excited about him. He's one that I think the people who watch South American football have been, you know, waiting for him to make the jump to Europe. And the only thing that's probably stopped him from going to a big team is his age, that he's waited a few years because he had a child and a number of other reasons. And so now he's 27. And so, you know, your cities and so forth are not really that interested in spending that money on a 27-year-old.
But you get somebody there, then you get that value of getting him as well. And it seems like I'm bullish that Strand Larson can score 15 goals in this league. The question is can they get the ball to him to do it is really what it comes down to, because he put up solid fucking numbers last year.
Yeah, absolutely.
But what helped was the fact that you had someone like Mateus Cunha, who seemingly was involved in every single goal Wolves scored. It would seem like he was the assist to the assist, he was the assist, or he was the goal. He did everything. And it's like, how do you replace that? And it's like, yeah, you got a great spine and you're going to be a good defensive fortitude team, but if you can't fucking score, you still lose 1-0.
But the flip side to that token also is Cunha would go missing for 5, 6, 7 games because of some sort of injury or suspension.
Yeah.
Right. And I want you to answer Sam's question, absolutely, but I want to ask a follow-up question. And as a glasses wearer, are you happy to see Cunha go, since that was his first port of call for working with somebody, was to steal?
Yeah. No, I mean, let me tell you, of the 2 big players that we lost, he is the one I care about least of those 2. He's a phenomenal player. He can make a goal out of nothing. It is a very Manchester United signing to bring in a player who can do something very good individually, but maybe doesn't add something to the team. You know, it's just, he was a huge part of our season. If you take out his goals, we get relegated probably, almost certainly. But at the same time, the stretch of games that we won that kept us up were games that we all won while he was suspended after he kicked off in the FA Cup game at Bournemouth.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't acceptable to me. And I mean, it'll probably be acceptable at Man United because they've looked the other way on worse things.
Nobody gives a fuck. Yeah. They're a
But-
basket case.
Yeah, but it's just like I just what I said at the time, and I still hold to this, is that a team that is flirting with relegation really cannot afford, even if he's scoring goals, a player who's going to go missing either because he's just walking around the pitch or because he's getting suspended for 4 games at a time. I would much rather have a starting 11 of players who's going to be there for 38 games and put in everything, even if it still means finishing 16th.
Absolutely.
All right, Danny, do you stay up? I mean, that's really the big question. That's
Where do we finish?
I'd like to say, it's where you finish because we know it's going to be down near the bottom. It's just, do you survive?
Yeah, I think there's still it's impossible to answer the question because obviously the transfer window is still open. I think a lot of teams it hangs in the balance. But that being said, I think even my pessimistic Wolves self says that I think we still have a very capable coach who can keep a team up, and that there will be other teams that are going to be struggling for very similar reasons to us. You mentioned a few of them. I think West Ham, I think Brentford potentially. Obviously, the 3 promoted teams are always going to be fighting an uphill battle.
Of course.
And I think as long as Vitor can keep churning along with some decent results. And like people have been worried about preseason games, they don't mean anything. We're going to see this first game against Man City, and we're actually going to get to play counterattacking football, which we haven't been able to do during preseason. So there's a lot of pessimism around, but I think that once you get into the Premier League season, it's going to look very different on the table. So I'm fairly pessimistic. I still think we might finish 16th. If I'm really dreaming, it's 14th.
Very good. All right. Well, Danny, plug away. Let us, locally, obviously, your show, all the good stuff. Please go for it.
Yeah, obviously, I'm the chairman of Baltimore Wolves. We are officially supported. I'm surprised that all these people said that, but it turns out that Wolves just hand that stuff out like candy. So I literally just put on my Twitter profile that we were the unofficial club, and I got an email like 3 weeks later saying, "Hey, you want to be official?" So yeah, we're an official supporters club. So you can find us on the Wolves.
It's so brilliant.
Their owners figured out it was free to do that, and they didn't have to.
You just say, "Yeah, you're in."
Yeah, that's a fucking you're in. You're in.
Yeah, so you can find us on the Wolves website. Obviously, a better way to reach me is to find Baltimore Wolves on Facebook, also baltimorewolves@gmail.com. I'm also Baltimore Wolves on Twitter. And of course, as you guys know, virtually every week I'm on Whole Lot of Wolves, which is the first US-based Wolves podcast, spelled WHOLELOTTA, Wolves Pod, WLW Pod on Twitter.
Excellent. Thank you very, very much, sir. Mr. Graham, we have made it through. You've got kids to put to bed.
I do have kids to put to bed. Kids that are not currently sleeping.
I would imagine so, because you're not home yet to put them to bed, probably. Mr. Graham, any parting words?
Briefly. Obviously, for those of you that have not heard us before, we do try sometimes to address things that have happened in our everyday lives and in the world of football. And even though this is kind of our curtain raiser, our first game of the season, if you will, there's been a summer of loss, a summer of hurt, a summer of pain in some respects. We are going to address those things next week on the first podcast of the season. Don't think we're trying to ignore them or put them away. We knew the show was going to be long. We knew it usually runs long, and it ran almost 3 fucking hours. We don't have time to do it. We're going to do it next week as a precursor to the start of the season. Our first show of the season, our first recap of the game. So don't think that we don't care, because we do care. But yeah, we're going to talk about all that stuff next week. And then, as always, make sure you get in touch with the show at DU Football Show on all the social medias, dufootballshow@gmail.com to get in touch via email. Support the Patreon, patreon.com/DU Football Show. Sign up to all of our extra stuff. You're about to hear some of it, sans me this time, because I got to go put them kids to bed. And then, what else? Oh, send us cunts. If you find cunts in the world of football or anywhere, send them to us, because we like have our D-back section. We like to call them out. So make sure you're sending us those people that are absolute penises.
All right. Well, you already plugged the
because
Patreon
I'm a good horse, Sam.
Well,
I've been doing this 8 years now.
The very next paragraph where I throw
It's
it to
fine.
you. You ain't been doing it that well. If you don't
need you to
follow my
throw it to
lead.
me, I gotta go.
Okay, heard. And of course, check us out on TikTok as well. You'll start seeing the halftime check-ins again over the weekends. It'll be me or Graham pretty much every Saturday and Sunday. One of us will be doing one. And next up is injury time. The guys that are here are going to hang out. We're going to preview the weekend's action. We're going to talk about the beers we were drinking, and we're going to talk about our adopted clubs. And as Mr. Graham already said, where to find us. Be sure to check out the Drip Shack as well, where you can get all your fly ass DU football show gear. Till next week, everybody.
Good night. And thank you guys for covering for me. Cheers.